Hello, and welcome to Dungeon Pop, and this is episode 36 of Dungeon Sphere. Welcome to Battle City.
Oh,
that
geez.
is the episode title.
I didn't mute Twitch. Sorry.
Ah! That's it.
Echo.
So, if you've never been with us before, welcome to Chaos. If you have been with us before, welcome back. Now, before we begin, I would like to tell everyone that we will be returning to Vrexil Ray, aka the campaign that Melissa was running. Early to mid-May, probably around there. We're still getting some scheduling stuff figured out.
The BBEG of every D&D game ever. Scheduling.
Yeah. So, so if you want to watch me, Yuri, and Wyatt play other characters.
Plus, friends, Patsy and Heather.
That too, yeah.
Yes.
They're there. But they're
and
not
Roxy
here.
sometimes.
Roxy sometimes, I think Trixie a lot of times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's needing my boob.
Eh?
What do you want, cat? What do you want? She was hiding in the other
and
room
softness.
all day, and now she's decided it's time to be on me. Pass.
I just don't know why they're always like faced away from the camera. Like, how do they know?
Because they want to be up in my chin.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a little chilly. And I am
Right.
not. Well, I am chilly, but I'm not. Roxy! Right here. It's fine. There you go.
That's called persistence,
There you go. Okay. Yeah, you're good. Thank you.
perseverance, and determination. Anyway, who wants to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
A quick note, yeah. Happy 4/13 to everyone who celebrates. I spent all day celebrating, so woo!
Yeah, you posted that thing.
Yeah, I did.
Would you care to explain for the audiences who don't understand the reference?
It's Homestuck Day. For everyone, it is the 13th anniversary of Homestuck. If you know Homestuck, you know Homestuck.
If you
Happy
don't know.
4/13. I wish I had Faygo to drink, but I could not find any in my garbage state of Connecticut.
Could we, since next Wednesday is 420, should we all blaze up?
That doesn't work for my job, Devin. You know it.
I
It's
don't
a
think
little
you
bit
can actually
hard
do
to
that on
kind of-
Twitch anyway.
I'll
So
blaze
this
up
week is
enough
my
for all of
holiday,
you.
and
Just,
next week
just
is
do it for
Dev's
double.
holiday.
just make
Maybe-
up for me.
Maybe I'll just give all of your
I got you, Wyatt.
your characters.
Thank you.
I'll give all of your characters.
Not
some
yet,
candidates.
Nico. Homestuck's not in high school yet. Homestuck is in middle school now.
13th
Last year,
is
middle
8th
school,
grade.
Yeah, which is middle
Yeah.
school.
Yep.
14 is
Perseverance.
high school. So close, though.
All right. So last time
It's
on Dungeon
officially
Sphere,
teenager.
we spent a nice relaxing time at a resort, getting pampered, and yeah, a lot of that. There were some training sessions. Moxie learned Sylvan, and so did Vrexil. Vrexil is not enjoying having a guest in his head, living rent-free. And Umbran got a new eye that talks.
And a new dog.
And a new dog! The new dog is cool. I think Canari decided that she was going to attempt divine intervention for the first time. And lo and behold, it succeeded.
Immediately.
God loves me.
Immediately succeeded. So you were bestowed a holy reliquary to Celestian, which can be used for certain spells.
Yeah.
Lucky duck.
I also
Anyway.
made grapefruit tarts and accidentally asked out our sponsor, I guess.
You did.
Or not our
He's
sponsor,
not
but
our
Aw,
sponsor, he's our
yeah.
manager.
our
You did
manager,
say-
whatever.
You did say dinner date. I remember that.
I was I mean, one of us is bound to be gay, so it's fine.
And then, well, we're still holding out for a Moxie Canari, like, Legend of Korra ending kind of thing, you know?
Better than Legend of Korra.
Yeah. And then
Lexicora made do with what it could, okay?
That is true.
it did.
I
It did.
do have respect for it.
And Vrexil. No, we already said Vrexil stuff. But Vrexil did other
Braenna.
stuff. Everybody did stuff. Braenna was able to learn the dual wielder feat, which was pretty cool. So now it's like
Hammers all the
Two
time.
Hammers all the way.
which is pretty cool.
Roxy didn't like that. What are you
Okay.
doing,
Okay,
cat?
okay.
What are you doing, cat?
Okay.
Very slowly turning around.
She heard that Deb wanted to see her face more, so she's
Yeah.
trying to comply.
Really?
It's like the perfect like gargoyle perch.
Roxy, you
And then-
can't be down
All right.
there. I put you on the side for a reason, cat.
I'm just
You-
wondering.
My cats do that when I get home. They're like, "Oh, thank God you're home. Now we have to be on you." It's like, yeah, okay.
So I've had Roxy. She's 13 now, and if ever I'm gone for more than 6 hours at a time, she wraps herself around my neck, which is how she gained the nickname Codependent Cat.
That's dependent.
Yes.
So yeah, that pretty much covers everything that happened last time, and then you were told the rules. But let me go over the rules again for y'all. The rules are: you must find one other team and either eliminate them or force them to surrender. So you can cause them to surrender by them all saying, "Hey, we surrender," and which people can surrender individually too, if they want to be spared from death. But it doesn't mean that you have to
unsurrender.
No, once you
Okay.
surrender, but then you don't have to respect the surrender of the other team because there's still rewards for killing other teams. Keep that in mind. And then also, you could just render them all incapacitated or unconscious. And I'm not talking like, well, they'll be done being incapacitated in a minute, or like done being polymorphed into a fish after an hour. Like they gotta be like out. Like you could just kill them because they're just down. Because if you kill a polymorphed fish or a person polymorphed into a fish, then they turn back. So then you gotta deal with that. But like banishment, if you banish all of them, but banishment ends after a minute, they don't lose, they just come back. And so each battlefield will be around 300 by 300 feet in all directions. Once you find another team, you will not be able to leave the battlefield, which is created when you find another team and enter it. And yeah, you have to scour this and try to find another team.
Is my computer
No.
being dumb, or is there no map up yet?
I had the same question, so I'm gonna think it's not up yet.
On
I
Albert?
actually,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do have a map.
Oh,
I
I
do
don't.
too.
I've refreshed it a couple times.
Let me refresh.
I mean, I've got a large like church-shaped building right in the middle.
So that's my name, Roper in Owlbear. That's the real question here.
I was
Why
about
did-
to ask, who's putting that into the universe right now?
Oh, I'm a veteran.
I think I'm
Ropers
just
would be
me.
Thank
Good
you for your
idea for
service,
this one.
Yuri.
Maybe I should throw
Gonna go get discounts places.
Hell yeah.
Do you
Oh, I
see
think it's
the
actually
map?
loading in this time.
Yeah.
There's a purple thing. Ha! There it is.
Purple thing. Okay, cool.
That does
Alright.
not look like square feet. That looks like a hexagon feet.
You
Octagon?
all
Octagon. I can shape. I'm good at math.
you all meet in front of the exit of the resort after 3-ish days time, or 3 weeks, or anywhere in between, depending on how much time you spent on the training rooms that slow down time even more than the slow down time. So what would you like to do? Quentin is waiting in front of you. He's giving you the last little reminders of the rules and what awaits you beyond, and also a reminder of the order of the teams in which they completed level 3.
All right, so we've already discussed other teams and like what their abilities and things are from yesterday?
Yeah. You pretty much did that in the interim and the downtime between episodes. But if you all wanted to do any discussion of that or any sort of like planning together, you can do that before we leave.
I have already written on one of my paper birds a letter to Reginald, just saying like, if things look bad, it's okay to surrender. We don't want to lose you guys. I'm gonna send him the letter. Hopefully they make it through, but I'm like, if things look bad, just say it's okay. You can bow out. It's fine.
Yeah, Braenna's gonna love having a fighter cousin if that comes down to it.
I'm positive we can talk our way out of Genie.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brandon, if we have to fight Scornion's team, let's not kill him, please.
We could just
No.
knock
Like, you
them
could just
all
save-
unconscious.
Yeah.
I have no heart, but my heart would break if I had to hurt Reginald.
So we
I would
agree.
break too, because you broke.
Yes.
Okay.
The docent
so-
says.
So
I've already
anybody?
written a letter on a paper bird. I plan to send it when we get it.
Moxie
I
has
don't care
given
about any other team, but I am very invested in Team Genie and their well-being.
Moxie's given a will to the constable to take with the baby griffin as well, just in case, to make sure they can get to Hawking should anything happen to Moxie.
Oh
That's
my god!
about two like left. It's a very scribbled like, sorry, I died. Please take care. One speaks Sylvan. Don't
He's
be
gonna-
too mean. Love
I
Moxie.
I
gonna
did
read the
want to
letter.
bring up that I
Yeah.
think now is a very good time to talk about what are our plans if we do get overwhelmed.
Oh, you're talking about a contingency, maybe. It's a good
Yeah.
idea.
I mean, I know what happened to me if I am to fall in the dungeon sphere. But I don't know if the rest of you are prepared for if something is to happen.
Would I make a suggestion? Quentin
Yes, go
says.
Quintilius.
Mm-hmm.
Just Moxie, don't die right away. That's my only suggestion.
Does this room have the same rules as the other rooms where if you punch someone, you're the one that feels it?
Yes.
Are you lying to me?
No.
One day,
Insight check.
I will see you out in the world.
Well, I
It'll
hope
beat you
so.
up
That means you
so
would have
bad.
won. I
And you
would've
will
made
feel
commission.
a slap so strong across those dumb cheeks of yours. And you'll know what it's for. It's gonna be for this moment.
Take note. Yeah, if things do start to look bad, if you all want to surrender, it's totally fine.
Braenna, you
I
hiccup
know.
and a pink frog comes out of your mouth.
Are you okay?
Canari
I-
is immediately doing a medicine check, figuring out how that works.
I ate a bean?
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
I thought this like was conditioned. If you hear the word surrender, you pick up
You hear a bunch of
something.
croaks coming from in the resort, and you look behind, and there's just a bunch of pink frogs hopping around.
See, I made some friends because I ate a bean. I wasn't even thinking, and they're just like, oh, hey, it's like sunflower seeds, except for it wasn't, and it made frogs, and it wasn't great.
If we had more time,
Okay, well.
Jerome could build his army, but
Well,
Mhm.
And then the frog turns into a flump.
oh,
Could I
a
have...
full-size flume for mini flume.
Just one flump. Just a small flump.
Braenna is going to try to grab the flute.
I mean, you're already grabbing it. The
Oh.
frog came out of your mouth,
Oh.
and I'm pretty sure you were like,
Hold on to it.
yeah. When you touch it, it turns into a flump.
It's a thing.
They make
What
that
is it?
sound. It's a flume. It's a monster.
But it's so cute.
Yeah, well, monsters can be cute. They do that. But yes, my very serious conversation of what happens when we die. Perhaps we can return to that.
Well, I wrote a will. I mean, that's kind of all I got at this point.
Canari?
I only have 1 diamond left because we can't buy anything here, as was previously stated. Do you want it on me or do you want it in the gem? If things look bad, I can't guarantee I'm gonna stay because it seems like the Core this is their chance to get through. And it has something to do with Moxie, and I think it's better for me to leave.
You have a responsibility to the world. If things looking bad, surrendering is the right thing to do. And we know that.
You're
Well,
right.
I mean, if we were to win in the end, we'd still get to come back, right? If we surrendered. If like the team were to win in the end,
I
but,
thought
like,
that
one
was an option. Yeah, wasn't
right?
it, Quentin?
I just want to make sure I understand the rules correctly.
I'm sorry, repeat the question. I was thinking about pottery.
God damn it, Quentin. There will be another slap.
Number 2.
You're up to 2 now, so be prepared.
Moxie's got a pen and she's just writing them on her hand like, two.
Yeah, her arm's just got all of these like check marks on it.
Everybody's like, is that how many people you killed? No, just how many slaps I owe Quentin.
Yeah. So if
we surrender and our team ends up winning, we have the option to come back in between after we exit the level?
If you surrender, you're out.
Okay, well, that's wonderful that you had one set of rules last time and then another one here, but hey, those are the rules we're going.
No, I'm confused.
So
Are you
I
talking
were
about
to
the
surrender.
whole team?
No. If Moxie, me, was
Oh!
to surrender, but the rest of
Yes,
my
yes.
team wins, I still get to be here. I just
Yes, that is correct.
tapped out of that fight specifically.
Nope.
Got it.
But
Okay,
if
so
your whole
you're-
team surrenders, you're out.
Of course.
Okay, well, this is what happens when you think about pottery, Quentin. You just...
I'm sorry, I was just thinking about
Pottery, eh?
how lovely it would be to just have a sculpting wheel right here.
Trying to get some ghost action, or?
Yeah.
I don't
I'm attempting
understand
to
that
have a very
reference.
serious conversation with my team about very serious things that could happen to us within the next 3 hours.
I have a will. I don't know what you want from me.
Yes, there are 2 people who have not spoken yet. I would like to just make sure that we're all on the same page. If you are on the brink of death, I would like you to know it is okay to surrender. Or, if you are on the brink of death and you have chosen death, I just want you to be ready for that. This is the one chance in the dungeon sphere where if death comes for you, you have the chance to say, no, I surrender. No other point in the dungeon sphere has offered this. These are real circumstances. I know it's hard for both of you, but now is the time to think about it before we get in there and things get bad and you have to make a split-second decision. Braenna, Vrexil?
I'll fight as long as somebody else is fighting.
It doesn't matter to me if I surrender. If I die in there, my parts just go back to Lord Celeronia and he will reconstitute me. Surrendering does nothing to change my outcome. I have a contingency plan if I am to fall in the dungeon. The rest of you, not so much.
If it makes anybody feel any better, there's a chance I could bring you back in the future.
That is comforting.
I don't know about you, Moxie. I don't know if the rules still apply out there or not.
Okay, well, it's comforting for everyone else, then, I guess.
I could make pottery in a training room.
I'm gonna
going
murder
leave.
you.
I step on Quentin's
You won't
toe.
be able to
As
handle
hard as
it
I
when I
can.
slap you 3 times.
I give him a grapefruit tart that is just way too salty.
By the
I
way, did he just say
step
ow?
right on his foot to shut him up.
He'll sit down. He'll just stop talking.
No. Did he just say ow?
Yeah.
Moxie immediately slaps his
Rude.
That's for lying. You still have 2 more coming.
His glasses are like off kilter.
Or like gingerly just tries to like put them back, but they're just horribly bent.
He still eats the tart. He doesn't say anything.
I just give him a pat on the head and turn back to the team. And it's like, are we ready? Braenna, I don't know if you haven't said.
Braenna's been real quiet about this whole conversation, obviously. I think it'd take her a long while, but eventually she'd say, if I'm not going to get to the end, I don't want to surrender and not get there. Because I'm here to save Andrew. If I can't, then why?
Would you rather go back home to your family empty-handed, where they still love and care about you? Or would you rather they have lost 2 children?
Braenna doesn't say anything.
Quentin is visibly uncomfortable. He, you might pick up that he was like drifting off as a way to cope with a uncomfortable conversation.
Canari, I know you said you only have the 1 diamond, but if you have another healing spell that you want to put in the gem, just in case, I have this gem that, you know, it's empty now.
It might not be a bad idea.
And I actually assume we would have had this conversation before immediately leaving so that you don't use the spell slot, but...
Yeah. I guess... What spell do you want in there, everybody?
3rd level or lower.
Yeah.
You... Let's see.
I could cast Aura of Vitality into it.
Is
That
it
gives
one
us-
that anyone can use?
You have to know... You either have to know the spell, or the spell has to be on your class's spell list to use it.
I mean, so you could theoretically put the Revivify in there, because if as like a contingency Canari goes down, Moxie could still use it to cast. She is a cleric and can use it.
And
otherwise I can't cast that spell.
well, and artificers have Revivify, so I could also use it. But if we want to keep the gem, the diamond, we could, you know, just put like a 3rd level healing word or something in it too, or anything that we think is convenient. I was thinking about putting
does have life transference, which is a cleric spell.
Mm-hmm.
It does 48 damage, but it heals for 8d8. So.
I mean, another option is that there's Aid, which would grant, you know, it would restore and, you know, bump up your max hit points by 10 to 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if 3 people are down, that gets them back up. But I'm okay casting Revivify into it. And then either Moxie or I just has to stay alive long enough for the other to use it.
The thing with Revivify, though, is if you have the diamond, we could... If you get rid of the diamond, your ability to do Revivify hasn't really changed. If you put something else into the diamond, like
Yeah.
something else, then you can still do Revivify, and we've now got a free something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because Vrexil will prepare Revivify going into this.
Wow. Okay.
So we do have two who could use it.
Yeah.
I could put Dispel Magic in it if we think that's helpful. If somebody's got a healing thing, if we want to do like invisibility or fly or something and just save the spell slot.
I was gonna say if you wanted to put like a high level healing thing in it, potentially, if I'm rolling to heal people, my Book of Eldath makes it so that I can re-roll a die. So if we were doing like a mass healing word, we could potentially, if it's Moxie doing it, she can re-roll if we get like one low dice to try to make sure everyone gets it. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, Aura Vitality would be like the one that would be really nice to have in there because as a bonus action, you restore 2d6. It's concentration, but in a pinch, I mean, it only goes to one person. I think Revivify might just be the better option.
Okay.
Just because we have multiple people being able to do it.
Okay.
And then, yeah. Yeah, so Canari would have put another Revivify in the gem the day before.
Who wants to hold the gem? Maybe Moxie, because Moxie's so agile and can get to people, but Moxie also goes down because they're frontline.
Umbran. Quentin speaks up. Umbran seems to be able to move around quite effectively as well.
I can't cast Revivify. I'm a sorcerer. Not on my spell list.
But you do go down less and you could get it to somebody quickly.
I do, but then I would just have to throw it to someone who could actually use it.
I mean, Vrexil can hold on to it. He can fly now, so that could also help. But I just wanted to offer that somebody else can use it if they want.
Fly with a spell, or did you make some winged boots?
The winged boots.
Yes.
Vrexil's on a little floaty UFO disc now. Spider legs are gone.
My little alien.
Thank
Be conscientious
God.
that you only have 4 hours of like flight.
And yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll let you hover off the ground in that 5-foot square.
Yeah.
With them, but
I'll let you hover for free, but flying's gonna cost you.
exactly.
Yeah. Alright, so Vrexil will hold on to it unless anybody wants to. But
Okay.
Great.
Alright, I think we are as ready as we'll ever be, yes?
Finally.
Okay, you know what?
Quentin says.
Yeah, if you're on the
Definitely.
ground, it makes it a lot easier to step on you. So.
We're on to 3 now.
Alright, I think we're ready.
All right.
Sure.
If you're ready, follow me. It takes you through the resort and heading the opposite way of the space that you came in. And the door that you see is a large double door with a lot of different runes all over it, sort of like creating this interdimensional passage. And above it is a large flashy sign that says Battle City. Lair 4, Battle City. So, pretty epic.
And for those not aware, it is a Yu-Gi-Oh reference.
It is a Yu-Gi-Oh reference.
Thanks, I was unaware.
Gonna banish you to the Shadow Realm.
We are all about the Shadow Realm on our team.
You
That's why
are.
we're Reapers.
Now, are you ready?
Yes.
It's time to
Quentin
battle.
turns around and pushes the door open. And through the door, you see a sprawling urban metropolis before you. However, the air seems to be filled with a thick smoke. The walls around this urban metropolis, from what you can see in the distance, stand very tall. And they seem to be keeping out all of the smog and the smoke that seems to be all around it. You're thinking, if you were to go too far, actually the walls are 300 feet. That makes more sense because of the battlefields. If you were to go too far up, you would probably choke on the smog and the smoke in the sky, and that's not a good idea. So it looks like you can escape. The door is open. Quentin is gesturing. Whenever you're ready.
Umbran walks through first.
Moxie will glare once more at Quentin and say, "Protect my babies," and then walk after Umbran.
Braenna pulls up both of her hammers and walks through the door.
Vrexil follows.
Moxie will look at Quentin and just say, "See you on the other side."
Au revoir.
Wink. Wink.
That is Elvish.
Oh, okay.
Does Canari speak Elvish? she doesn't. She goes, "Good. No, bye." Just walks through.
In my home game, French is halfling. In French, I'm like, that's halfling.
Braenna goes to Canari. That was totally a lie. That was not Elvish. Because Braenna speaks Elvish.
No, okay.
I read it in a book once.
The book was wrong, bitch.
It was written in Elvish, so I was like, oh yes, I can read this.
Sorry for breaking the fourth wall, everyone. You enter Battle City. I need a D100 roll. As you begin walking through the city.
We don't do anything yet.
You don't do anything yet.
Not yet.
Okay,
Slow down. I have to send my paper bird to Team Genie.
Oh, yeah.
I send my paper bird to Team Genie. I'm like, go, fly. Find our friend.
Yeah, we do
Tell
that,
them.
and then Braenna and
Who's
Canari
rolling
have
the
plans too, right? Before we...
You actually exit out of this massive, almost church-like structure in our dead center.
We're in the middle.
I also include another paper bird inside the paper bird, so if they want to send a message back, they can. So nobody has to waste a sending spell.
Now.
Well, Braenna is going to cast...
Yeah, if there are any long-term spells or anything that you want to cast right now.
Nah, she's casting... What's it called? It's a thing that I can do. Clairvoyance. Or maybe augury. No, clairvoyance, probably. Right?
I think you... Yeah, it would be clairvoyance. Clairvoyance.
So... The point of it was try to figure out where other teams are. Right? That was what we were doing with it?
To see what teams are like in our immediate vicinity to kind of narrow down the odds of who we have to be fighting.
So Braenna's
augury or clairvoyance.
Yes, that it's one or the other. But Braenna's going to call great Aunt Sally. Can I help you? Hi, Sally. We're trying to find where the rest of the teams are. Can you help us?
They say I have the best eyes in Ironbeard Clan.
I know you do. So what do you say?
What? Well, you have to tell me where to go.
I don't...
You create an invisible sensor within range, and the location the range is 1 mile.
When you do so, you cast it without using spell slots or material. Rather than creating a spherical sensor, this use of clairvoyance invisibly summons one of your ancestor spirits to the chosen location.
Yeah, the chosen location has to be either a location familiar to you or an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you, such as behind a door, around the corner, in a grove of trees. The sensor remains in place for the duration and can't be attacked or otherwise interacted with. When you cast a spell, you can choose seeing or hearing. You can choose. You can use the chosen sense through the sensor as if you were in its space.
Okay, so which should I maybe push her out to the west? Do you think?
What about
I was gonna
go
say
up?
at the top of the church.
Okay,
would
yeah.
be-
Just up as high as you can, Aunt Sally, and see what you can see.
Up there.
Yes.
She starts flapping her wings, or her arms, and she just starts going into the air.
You know what they say? If dwarves were meant to fly.
You actually they're the bingo wings.
Oh my god.
I had a history teacher that had those, and she was wonderful. A little mean though.
Anyway.
So you can use the chosen sense through the sensor as if you were in its space. So I need you to roll me a perception check as you close your eyes and you begin peering through the eyes of your Sally.
I cast guidance.
Oh, cool. Kind of garbage. 19.
All right.
Did you add the D4?
Yeah. 11 plus 5 plus 3.
Give me a... Okay, so it's a 19. Give me a D100 roll.
$11.
Only an 11. Whoa.
10 and 1.
All right. You see most of the area is quite empty. It almost feels like a ghost town. Wind is blowing through, causing leaves to rustle, dust to be kicked up, spare newspapers to fly through the air, and signs that are off their chains rattling. As Sally looks around, you spot some people in the distance. They appear to be to the northwest of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now give me a D10 roll to see who you see.
5.
All right. You see Team Phoenix. Some of their bright red regalia standing out.
I see
Colonel's
red.
pure white garments. And Zinnia's bright red hair.
I see a lot of
Stands out
red.
pretty-
Phoenix is over, and they point in that direction. She's a
They
quiet
seem
little,
like dots,
Phoenix
though.
over
So it
there.
seems to be
Do we know the status of our alliance with them?
I would assume that our alliance is rendered null in these current situations.
Well, sure. If we accidentally ran into them and got stuck into fighting them, I'm assuming that obviously we couldn't say no, but would we eventually get in trouble if we went and because we know that they're there and went directly to them?
Our contract says not to kill each other. I don't believe it. They said anything about making one another surrender.
Oh, that's true.
You see a little paper bird flying towards you.
I just wanted to make sure we didn't have any issues if we did want to go after them.
I don't want to fight them.
Okay.
Paper
Let
bird
us see.
flying towards us?
It's mine. I jump and I grab it out of the air. I open it up with a knife.
In some very rough handwriting. Who did you send it to? A specific person?
It was addressed to Reginald, but if Claude caught it first and wanted to write a note, I'm sure that would be delightful.
You see written in very scrawly handwriting. Okay. And then Claude.
What direction did the bird come back from?
I love him.
Yeah, that is a good question. What?
That actually came from the south.
Okay. So we know.
So we don't want to go.
So can we draw on
northwest,
this?
we don't wanna go south.
So
Yeah, you can draw on the map as much as you want.
where's this? This one maybe? P. What the heck? That's not right.
There should
That
be
one?
one that looks like a paintbrush.
P for Phoenix.
Found it.
What's
Oh,
what was this?
you're trying
Genie?
to-
G for
Genie.
genie is south. Got it sorted. Is red.
Okay.
So I don't
Perhaps we
see.
head
So my
eastward.
my Aunt Sally doesn't see anything else besides just that one.
That is all you can see right now. There are a lot of buildings, a lot of places to hide.
Okay, now we know where our two allies are. Perhaps
That's very
we would
convenient,
like to head-
actually.
Yeah, it's like we thought of things before we just ran around in circles.
And they're nowhere near each other.
Yeah.
If you.
Oh my god, Team Phoenix would just incinerate poor Team Genie. I feel so bad.
I mean, that's only if they save.
We
Reginald
love
can
Team Genie, but geez.
suck them up. Yeah.
Just one person though, right?
No. Oh, just one. Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe not then. Okay.
Team Genie's best chance is to hopefully suck up like the leader of team and hope that the rest kind of panic.
What
Well,
do we think about northeast or east?
I was gonna say, do we want
Yeah.
to just kind of head east since that's kind of our safest bet at the moment?
Yeah, I think that would be the best.
By the way, disclaimer, any battle maps you see are not going to be a reflection of which square you're in.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. I figured.
Nobody would hold that against you.
No,
Like,
that's near
15.
impossible.
If I had time, I
50
would
different battle maps.
totally make battle maps specifically for each of these squares. But I don't get paid to do this shit.
If
But we
we
could, if you know any sponsors, hook us up.
Hell yeah.
if we want, do we want me to have some scouting?
Do I still have the flump? Maybe I can send the flump out. That might be fun.
Flump is gone. It only lasted for a minute.
Oh no!
Uh,
Braenna would have been
And
very sad
actually,
about
you
this.
actually saw it, like, the flump was, like, started inflating into, like, a large balloon before popping into, like, a bunch of glitter and dust and
If
sparkles.
we did want to do scouting, perhaps we could send the messenger bird out, and I could put it on. I could put my snake familiar on it, and I can see through her eyes. But there is a chance the longer we spend in this spot, the more likely we are to lose our sense of surprise we would have.
In the
as
distance,
the
you
team
hear an
comes to us.
explosion.
Team
We
Phoenix
actually-
is starting to fight.
Okay. Let's.
Perhaps we get on the carpet.
Distance
and
in
we
what
just go.
direction?
That
It's gonna-
will require a survival check, actually. Or a
Oh,
perception
okay.
check.
Can I pick
You-
which one?
Yeah.
I was thinking if we got onto
Give
the
you
carpet,
guidance.
I could cast darkness underneath us, so people from below couldn't really tell what we were. We would just be like a large dark shadow.
It's an oh, that'd be a good idea. It's 18 plus 7 for
It
perception.
is in the direction of Team Phoenix.
Okay.
And Sally reports... Oh, it's probably been over a minute. Never mind. Wait, how long does clairvoyance last?
10. It's either 10 minutes or an hour.
10 minutes or concentration loss. Sally says that, looks like they found someone.
What?
But she can't
Who
tell
do,
what they-
who do you see? Who do you? Or actually, I'm gonna jump back up. Who is it?
It's really hard to tell.
I'm looking too. Can I sail?
You see a bunch of smoke
Mm.
and lots of things obscuring your vision. So even
Nightwalker
with,
then. Okay.
Like, well, smoke. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this could have been that explosion that we just heard.
Okay.
We want to load onto the carpet and just start moving. See if we can get the
jump on someone.
start on. Get the drop on whatever team we do find now that we know where our allies are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Excuse me.
So darkness has a range of 15 feet for the radius. So, and then we wouldn't be able to see. So I'm gonna, Vrexil, could you like hang something? Do you have like a fishing rod or?
Yeah, I'm sure I've got
something just like lower behind us so I can cast darkness on it to like obscure us, but we can still see.
Yeah, just one of the sort of random arm above Vrexil's chair just kind of just goes down underneath.
Awesome. So we all hop on the carpet, and I'm going to cast a darkness underneath us. So we'll have, how long is that? 10 minutes of being an obscured black shape in the sky.
So you all are an obscured black shape in the sky.
What is like the overall lighting out right now? Is it dark? Is it light? Is it daytime?
It's this brownish overcast, as if the sun is behind these smoggy, polluted clouds. So the darkness is below you, or you're in the darkness?
So, dark vision can't see through the darkness spell, so instead it's below us in a like 30-foot circle. So you can't, from people on the ground, where I'm assuming most teams are traveling, if you were to look up, you would see like a large dark shadow, but you couldn't see its Team Reaper up there on a flying carpet.
Right. I need everyone to give me a perception check if you are on the carpet flying.
That's everyone.
Yeah.
Canari's gonna cast Aid at a 3rd level on Braenna, Moxie, and herself, and then use the spell Refueling Ring to gain that back. So that's a 10 to your max hit points.
Nice.
Okay.
141.
18.
18? 21? Did any... Who...
Oh, I'm sorry. What am I doing?
Perception?
I'm gonna grab
17.
myself. Okay. So I rolled a natural 20 plus 1 from guidance, plus 9 for perception. So that's a 30 on a nat 20.
Much better than my 6, because I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, no.
If you rolled less than a 20, you will see... You will see.
We rolled less than a 20?
Less than a 20. And above a 20. But, like, above a 20, you're going to get something else.
Oh, okay.
You see, in the distance, a small, little, owl-like humanoid who seems to be standing on top of a bobbing lily pad. Seems as though he's heading up, and it is over here.
Over there. Well, that's not the direction we were going, right?
No. If you saw under a 25, or if you had on 25, but over a 20, or 20 or over, you will also see that there is a hawk flying in, like, north of you.
Who had the lily pad? I saw that on the sheet.
Trent.
Trent? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Canari, you see what appears to be a tiny dragon perched on top of this building.
Tiny dragon.
That's Empyrean.
Yeah, that's Empyrean.
Ooh, that's what we want to go to, right?
I don't.
Do we want to?
I mean, I.
Oh, I can't have you roll randomly because I started giving you details.
The hawk. Somebody had a hawk familiar.
Team Nightwalker has the hawk.
Oh, okay.
Becco on Team Nightwalker has a Hawk Familiar.
That's what it is.
Why
Okay.
did it? Oh, okay.
So Nightwalker, Empyrean, or Trent are the Treant. Are our immediate options.
So, who else do we have? We have Hydra and Dragon are probably down in this corner, down at the bottom right.
Well,
Yeah, somebody's already initiated a fight with Team
yeah.
Phoenix.
So who are we missing so far?
Potentially.
Kraken, Dragon, Hydra.
There are plenty of other reasons there might be explosions.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, Zinnia's Weasel just pops off sometimes.
Oh, that's right. She has an exploding weasel.
Distraction.
Doesn't everyone's weasel pop up from time to time? I mean,
Only between the hours of 10 and 2.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Who are we feeling?
I mean, personally, what we have so far, I'd go after Nightwalker. We kind of already know how they fight. I doubt they will have changed much. And then we could, you know, like, we could give them the option to surrender, but we could go after them if they, like, choose to do so. I guess we could go after Treant and just try to be like, you know, we're cool, you're cool, let's not. I just think we should not go for Empyrean.
Yeah, I want to go for Empyrean.
I don't want to deal with them.
I don't think we can talk our way out of any fights. But if we do go for Nightwalker and we wanted to run our strategy, you would have to get rid of the Ranger immediately, because that's who we're most worried about for our strats. Our pro strats.
Yes, I mean, or we could keep kind of flying around and see if we could find, like, I wouldn't mind fighting Hydra now, or the other one, or one of the other ones.
Canari.
Mm-hmm.
In the direction of Nightwalker, about away from you.
How many feet away?
Maybe 600 feet, right on top of this building over here.
Yeah.
You see a familiar face.
It's Quentin!
Quentin's like, hey.
He's like, I'm calling to say hi.
Who
You
do I
see-
see?
You're your best babe.
Numa.
Oh,
Over-
Jesus.
Okay.
Is she taking aim at us already?
Hucks an arrow.
Oh no.
And
What's
fires
happening?
it at you.
All right, I guess the choices they made for us.
Yeah.
Who's
Deb?
attacking us?
The Ranger.
She's
Uh-oh.
not with her team, though.
So
So we could take her out now, and then basically, if we could get
you know
her
that
out.
the long range of a longbow is 600.
Yeah.
And so
and
she
I
rolled
bet that
a.
bitch has sharpshooter, too.
Okay, Dev unfroze.
I don't. He was frozen the whole time for who was shooting.
Was
what.
I frozen?
Yeah.
Like,
You were
yeah.
your picture was frozen,
Okay.
but we were still getting
Oh, that's
some
good.
audio.
You see
Not-
Numa
yeah.
knock an arrow,
Yep.
pull it back,
Mhm.
squint an eye, and fire it at you. And with sharpshooter,
Yeah, told you.
she rolled a 24.
To hit who?
You.
Oh, me.
God,
Great.
I thought she was gonna come after me again. Just
That'll be.
No, remember the
piercing
first time
damage.
we fight Team Nightwalker, they originally went for Canari, but we bullied
Oh,
Dev
yeah.
into changing.
and then we
And then
were
he
like,
changed to Moxie and he one-shotted you, but Canari still would have been up from that.
yeah.
And she's a ranger, so she's gonna take her second attack.
Rude.
So
wait.
all of you see an arrow essentially just randomly appear on.
It just like appeared out of nowhere.
And like you hear the sound, but Canari's the only one that saw it.
Okay. Oh, I
The next
can't.
one will fly wide and will not hit you. And then
Canari's
she
immediately-
seems to jump down out of sight.
They're laying a trap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Canari is going to... I'm assuming she's driving this thing. If we're going after Nightwalker...
Actually, the only rightful one that should be driving the carpet is a gnome.
Bites his tongue. Bites his tongue.
Vrexil.
Not saying anything
I've
right
lived
now.
like this for the past year.
What do we think?
I mean,
Definitely
so
a
they,
trap.
yeah, they obviously just baited us because they've got something set up. So maybe we don't. Oh no, maybe we don't give in to them and we just go after something else. They trying.
Do we just
too
go?
hard.
Do we just go the other
We're
direction? Just
also
completely
flying. It's
other
a pretty
direction.
big target.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think we'll get there faster on foot if we do want to engage with them. But if they're trying to... That might actually be a good time to use this. Canari, okay, how about... You said from where we were right now to this building up here was 300 feet,
600
essentially.
feet.
600 feet? Great.
Yep. Each square is 300 feet.
Cool. Canari's gonna set... I think we're gonna get down here. I think, so we're still outside of everything. I'm gonna cast Mislead. So I go invisible, and standing in front of all of you is another Canari, who, yeah, an illusory double of you appears where you were standing. Double S for the duration, but the invisibility ends if you attack or cast a spell. So Canari's gonna say, the double is gonna tell all of you, my real body is currently next to Braenna on the carpet. I'm gonna send this copy of me and spring whatever trap they have.
So we'll just go behind.
Either behind or
Above?
if you want to come from a different direction. I'll take the brunt of whatever they want to have happen.
So let's come wing either wide to the right or left.
Yeah.
It's just an illusion that's on you, though.
Yep.
It's
So
not a physical.
My body is invisible,
Mhm.
but I can control the illusion. And
What's
can use your
the
action-
movement speed?
it's my movement speed. I can do up twice of my movement speed, so it can move 60 feet around, make a
What's the
gesture,
movement?
speak, and behave in whatever way you choose. I can see through its... Yeah.
I'm gonna summon my familiar, the poisonous snake, and just set it down on the ground next to you. So while you're going, I'll also have eyes on what's going on.
Yep. Yeah.
No,
just...
sorry. Not sure if you know this, but there are more than just teams here.
Who's...
And it appears as though
Zinnia.
there are traps as well. Be careful.
Zinnia from Phoenix.
Is that who it is, Deb?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's Zinnia's voice. She's one of the only people who cast sending to you.
Well, it's...
So
I don't
keep.
know.
Oh, I made this. I did it was recognizable. Thank you.
I know. I pay attention.
So
I
keep
think
an
Umbran
eye
just
out for.
hates Zinnia so much.
So keep an eye out for traps as Canari goes straight forward and we wing around to the right. But we'll be maybe up off the ground like 10, 15 feet so as to not set off any traps that are directly on the ground? Question mark?
So Fake Canari is running forward,
Yeah.
like that one video game.
Yeah, because I think the group.
Elaborate or.
There's only one video game where you run forward, so you have to be more specific.
There's a video game where you get like special abilities, and one of them is to like make a copy of you that keeps running forward as you hide or something. What is that game? Was it Titanfall? No, it wasn't Titanfall.
Yeah, like what game? What game is it?
How far away from Fake Canari are we going?
I feel like maybe 60 to 100 ish.
Okay.
So are you following close behind?
We're winging out to the right.
Of 120 feet specifically.
Okay, in that case, Vrexil is going to tip the cap and cast Major Image, and a duplicate carpet with a full party is also going above, pretending to look like going from like one corner to the next, like pretending like they're trying to be sneaky, but like not doing a very good job of it.
Yeah.
And following above the fake Canari.
Beautiful.
Cool. So, the Major Image and the fake Canari begin moving north, dead north.
Mm-hmm.
And so you kind of left this church and headed south a little bit, just into the square to kind of get like the lay of the land. So then you start heading north again, back into the square, and I'm gonna need a D100 roll.
I'm on it.
Do it, Moxie.
42, the perfect number.
Oh, I need a D10 roll.
Uh-oh.
Ah, no, don't go out of the thing, you stupid thing. 8.
All right. As you pass through this square, you see below you that the ground gives way.
It's a good thing
And
we're on the
everything
carpet.
below you is devoured, essentially, by lava.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
Oh, jeez.
Are the illusions still running over the lava?
Yes.
I think I might have
Canari?
lost my snake.
Oh, no.
Your snake was crawling?
Yeah, well, there was no physical thing to hold my snake, so I was like, my snake has the same speed as a person. I'll just have it like trail behind you. So, rip in peace, Velvet. I'll pick you up at the next.
Canari would have told
next
you that
point.
the illusion can move twice her speed.
Yeah.
Like they're dashing. So does your snake dash too?
Snake can dash too. Snake can use action to dash.
All right. So your snake. I need your snake to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
It's a snake. I only got like 3 hit points.
Constitution's so good, though.
The plus con is 0. 5.
28 fire damage on a failure.
Oh.
Yeah, hit points
14
are
on a-
2. So we will pick Velvet back up in the next checkpoint when I can buy another Find Familiar
Your
spell.
snake says,
Something feels hot. Something feels hot.
and then gone.
I would love if
Sweet
you could
baby.
talk.
Jerome says, finally, it is gone.
Well, yeah, you wait an hour. You wait the second we get back to a checkpoint. I'm gonna go pick Velvet back up. Don't worry, man.
Master.
I wouldn't want you to miss your sister, Jerome.
All right.
The fake Canari, in order to keep up the illusion, Canari has casted Water Walk before, and Water Walk specifically states you can walk across lava as if it were a solid surface. So Canari does the kind of incantation and somatic components of Water Walk. And the illusion continues just running across the lava.
And the carpet eventually swoops down in a dramatic rescue, slides down, like drifting at the level of the lava for the fake Canari to hop on.
Its little tassels are singeing.
Yeah, and Canari will jump up onto that. I'm going to go. It works just like a familiar, so I can use its seeing and hearing. So I'm gonna shift over to the illusionary Canari and kind of get it from that perspective of like, what do I see?
Slap you down there. Woo!
Whoa! Canari is 300 feet big!
I have power.
That's a crazy illusion.
And we're kind of like, I don't know if I can move this. We're kind of off to the side a little bit, not straight on. Like our actual carpet, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
that's fair.
And I think our one would go maybe over the illusionary one. Vrexil, I don't know what you were thinking, but maybe either in between the streets or like above here.
That works.
Yeah. I'll just do it. Yeah.
And Dev, Dev, just so you're aware, Vrexil is reattuned to the robe of eye, so he can see invisible things up to 120 feet away.
Oh, okay. You see a few sensors here and there.
Cool, good to know.
Similar to the clairvoyance.
Okay.
Now let us know if you see anything that looks like somebody a trap.
I think clairvoyance is a ritual spell.
I can cast it 1 time a day. I don't know how that works.
It is not a ritual spell. It doesn't matter. All right. Canari, could roll me a perception check. As your illusion enter this next square.
Jesus, I love this die. That's another nat 20. Woo! 30.
You see a sign on top of this building that says, "In here, Team Nightwalker inside."
Wow, they
I
really
know
went for
they
it.
didn't do that.
Okay, but what if they did?
The illusionary Canari makes a big deal, just like, for fuck's sake.
Oh, and then it has a symbol of a moon and an X through it.
No.
Now they're really. Now we know it's real. They're specifically baiting us.
On the other side is an owl with an X through it.
Wow, maybe they shouldn't have come at us in the first place. It's really their fault. Their
Is there like a ghost with an X through it too or something?
No, they only care about Moxie and Canari.
You see a few different symbols, and one of them is a hammer with an X through it, and
They had this much time. This is what they chose to spend their like
They've been here longer than us. This is a lot of prep time.
No,
they planned this out when they were still at the resort. They're like, guys, I got the banner ready, and they're like, nice.
Oh my
okay, so you got a natural 20. You see these signs. You don't. I need someone to roll me a d20.
Okay.
Not a d20, a d100.
Okay. Want to do it already? I heard dice.
Oh, I got it. 71.
All right. And I need a d10.
10.
As you all are technically entering this next square, I'm gonna say you're on the side of the square.
Yeah. 10 on the D10.
10 on the d10.
Oh. Canari's gonna share because I never replied to Zinnia in sending.
Which was very rude.
Canari's gonna reply and say, "Thanks for the tip about the traps. Team Treants to your south."
Probably there's someone
Everyone needs to make me a
here there
DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Is this against poison?
It is not.
Is it against magic?
It is.
Do I have a bad roll? Can I re-roll?
If you have a feature that lets you.
Okay, so as an action, I was just about to do emboldening bond since we're kind of like chilling up here, and stuff is happening. So
I'll let you do it as like a not a reaction, but like a adrenaline rush kind of maneuver. Like, oh, bam, action, bonding.
okay, I'm gonna put it on
Kind of like how when you all were falling off that thing, like time slowed down and I let you all have one thing.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on everyone but Canari, because you have guidance and you've been fine so far.
Doesn't
what is
apply to saving throws.
Damn
it's
it.
fine.
Okay.
We're good. No, you already said it. It's
No,
fine.
you can put it on Canari. There's no
Okay.
reason Moxie wouldn't put it on her best friend.
Well, I don't know. She might. I don't know.
Or we could just go with what you said because it's a very quick thing, so it's like you gotta like decide in a split second. So just do it.
Alright. I can put it on again later. But okay.
So what is emboldening bond? Is it a? 6 or
you can
4?
add a D4.
I got a 13.
DC is 17.
Yep.
And
I know.
emboldening bond just saved it for Vrexil.
It was. You said Constitution.
Constitution.
28.
It's anytime you take damage, you have to roll a concentration check, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Suddenly, a swirling, almost twister of cold rises up from the ground, and it appears to just have been triggered by a rune that starts to glow, very, very subtly on the ground below you. And if you failed, you will take 16 cold damage.
Is it half as much as you passed?
And half if you passed. And if you failed, ice begins forming on you,
Okay.
as
God damn it.
does the carpet.
Did anybody fail?
I
Yes.
did.
By how much?
4. I rolled a 13 on the con save.
The carpet becomes covered in ice and starts floating down to the ground.
No.
Braenna's gonna start, like, rubbing
And
the carpet, like,
each of
warm
you
up, warm
who
up.
failed, your speed is reduced to 0 for 1 minute.
No.
This is technically Rhymes binding ice
I
you
know
triggered.
that.
in the square. And the carpet also has a speed of 0 now.
I rolled a 16 on the concentration check for mislead. Mislead is still up.
Okay. Major image still up.
Oh,
DC 10.
Yes. Yeah.
You probably have your
Darkness
mind
is also
sharpener too.
still up, if anybody cares.
So you see ice forming around the shape of Canari's invisible body.
Yeah, you did. And the
He's just
carpet has
shivering.
now landed on the ground. And that was on my list of things, so I didn't just like do something to like mess y'all up.
So we just have to like wait a minute, and then we can move again
Yeah,
and not be cold.
not much can happen in a minute, right?
Braenna's gonna take some time and light a torch and try to warm people up with the, or
You hear
warm
a
the carpet up
distant
with the torch.
explosion. This time from the south.
I hate this place.
Phoenix is probably, maybe fighting Trient. Who knows?
Who knows?
I thought that was the equal information, though, so
Yeah.
told us about traps. We gave them
Plus,
a
then
mark.
we don't. I mean, like, if Trient goes out, cool. If they don't, cool. Like, I don't know.
I was going to say, that's a win-win. It's kind of
Yeah.
like either Trient goes out, which is fine, but if Phoenix goes out, that's a big deal.
Versus, fire versus trees.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we all
There's
know.
also a life cleric.
They'll be fine.
I was surprised by, while we have a minute to chat while you guys are visibly frozen. Audibly.
Braenna's
too, I
fine.
suppose.
She got a 25.
Yeah, 28.
Must be
I'm
nice.
totally fine. I was surprised in Phoenix's placement in the last match. I would have expected better from them.
Or did they? Well, I mean, to be
I-
fair, I oftentimes expected better of us, but we just got really shit.
The cloud of ice, or the cloud of cold and ice that was above you, or that had hit you, is still in the air.
Okay.
I would say
Braenna's-
we should get moving.
Braenna's
but-
gonna pick up the carpet
it
and move.
Condenses into this medium-sized almost a hand looking
Brain's gonna hit it.
bit of energy.
fist
And I need
size.
everyone to roll initiative real quick.
Vrexil's gonna cast Dispel Magic on this thing.
And as you cast a spell magic on it, it dissipates.
Mm.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Screw
And
that
Love
thing.
him.
you know, because you're so smart, that there are such a thing as living spells. Spells that come to life because of some sort of constructed nature, or some mad wizard who put it together, or some act of weird or wild magic, where a spell that's supposed to just go away lingers. And that was a living Rhymes Binding Ice.
Yeah, no thank you.
Mm-mm.
I'm good.
'Kay. Let's move.
Has it been a minute yet? Can we
Let's move.
It has been a minute.
successfully
You got-
scan?
you
It sure
could've-
has been a minute, I say, pulling out my watch. Let's go.
It all, the ice is finally melted.
Brain's gonna like reach a hand on Canari, just make sure she's still there. Okay, let's go.
What does the illusion? The illusion's gonna go towards the.
By the way, since these are each 300 feet, if you're moving at 30 feet, it'll take a minute to get through each of these squares. If you're moving at 60 feet, it'll take 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Good job mathing, Dev.
Good man.
Yeah. Canari goes. Illusion Canari goes to the.
To that sign.
Yeah. What do I see?
Going up to the sign.
Yep.
Looking it over. It appears to be a sign. But you can
Is
roll
it-
me an investigation check if you would like.
Are we currently trying to hide? Are we stealthing at this moment?
I'm assuming that y'all are kind of like tucking behind this building.
Hmm. Yeah, we're like off,
Yeah.
winging off to the side.
I have so many tabs open.
Investigation. That's. 15.
15. They look like signs.
Is it like inviting us into the building?
It just says Team Nightwalker inside.
Jeez, I wish I still had my familiar.
Canari's gonna send her illusory double in. Then.
How does she open the door? The door is
Touché.
closed.
Canari.
With thaumaturgy. Well
I
then.
think I fucking wasted a cantrip slot on thaumaturgy.
I could
Get the
have.
fuck
I
out
always
of
like
here.
me to mage hand the door open and then you can like peek in.
And it's
Yeah, I can get pretty close for that though.
yeah.
I mean, who would see me?
Um.
Because your illusion can't physically open a door, can it?
No, but it can talk.
Do you want to demand entry into the trapped building?
Why?
Put your
No,
hands on
she'll
your
just-
hips and
she'll
go,
just
come
shake-
out right now!
No, yeah. Oh no, Canari's just like real mature Nightwalker. We kicked your ass once. We can do it again. You have no honor left anyway, so what's the point? Let's square up. Come on.
While all this is going down, Moxie's gonna take one of her original, like just regular potion of healing and use it up on the carpet.
I don't
The
Oh, because you took
illusory-
damage, yeah.
The illusory
Yeah.
Vrexil is gonna hop off the illusory carpet and start pretending to like draw like sigils on the ground, like he's putting a oh god, what's the spell? What's the word? Oh my god.
Warding.
Yeah, glyph of warding on the ground. Pretending that he's in mid cast.
Do you want me to throw a rock?
You see a hawk overhead.
So we just see a hawk. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. We just see a hawk overhead.
Mhm.
It's a familiar, which means whoever has it is watching.
Has it noticed us on the carpet, or is it still just kind of focused on the illusion stuff?
It is circling Canari and the illusory carpet crew.
Okay.
So could you're saying Umbran could stealth up and then mage hand from 30 feet away?
Yeah.
Maybe do that, except for have it come from the illusory carpet where we are. If you can do that.
I could, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will. We don't think we're using darkness anymore, do we?
No, we're pretty close to the ground now, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I will drop darkness and cast invisibility onto myself. Sneak my way up to mage hand from the carpet. But like the mage hand very visibly comes from the Umbran on the carpet.
All right.
Do you want me to roll for stealth or?
Yeah, you can roll stealth.
Yeah, roll stealth.
How far away is the hawk?
The hawk seems to be about 300 feet up.
Okay.
That's too
How
far
does 30 feel?
30 feels excellent. You feel very stealthy.
Yeah, I do that.
All right, you're stealthing, and then you go to reach your mage hand out to pull the door, and it does not budge. You hear
Text message. Door's locked. That's fine. Can I see a lock on the door?
Yes.
Fake Umbran will summon his mage hand back and then grab his thieves' tool from inside his hand and then mage hand them back over to unlock the door. Oh, I gotta roll for that.
I don't think you can do that with mage hands. I think it takes more than 5 pounds of force to be able to like turn the things and the mechanisms.
Well, mage hand can do 10 pounds of force.
10 pounds?
Yeah, mage hand can hold up to 10 pounds, and there's a special feature for rogues, specifically in arcane tricksters, where you have advantage with your mage hand to unlock doors. That's
You know
the
what?
whole thing of arcane trickster.
I'll let you do it without advantage. Unless you
Yeah.
have a reason to have advantage playing it.
I don't, but with my thieves' tools, that is a 28.
The door unlocks.
I will sneak back to the carpet.
And Canari, illusionary Canari goes in.
Do you look through her eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Inside, you see another sign. It says hide and seek, winky face, and then has a terrible picture of Umbran and Vrexil being hoisted over a vat of boiling acid.
These guys are the worst. Glad these are the ones I wanted to kill.
You do remember that the arcane trickster known as Tricks and Slipskip is on Team Nightwalker now.
Yeah, he defected from Treant. They were really mad about it, so...
We'll murder him for them, don't worry.
Yeah. Assuming if they make it through. Yeah, illusionary... Yeah. I'll keep going in. I'm scouting the whole place out.
All right. Most of the interior is in another square.
Okay.
But you do see that it appears to be some sort of normal building. Just the interior, it appears to have been some sort of recital hall.
So question. We are kind of engaged with them now. Does that mean that like we have a radius about us?
What do you mean?
Like, isn't there like once you actually start a fight, you can't get out of a certain radius, right?
If you are both in the same 300-foot square.
Okay, got it.
If the whole team is both within this 300-foot square? Is that what it is?
You're unsure.
I mean, real Canari's with all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, but I didn't mean for us. I mean, like, if they're trying to do this hide and seek nonsense, are they all? Does that mean like that we're now locked into a square within a certain distance, so it'd be easier to find?
You would
Or-
know if you were locked into a square.
Got it. Okay.
So this is a giant recital hall. Does it seem like it's attached to the other buildings that were kind of in this block?
When you were getting closer, you saw that there were like small alleys between the buildings.
Okay. If that's the case, illusionary Canari is going to go out one of the side doors into the alleys that are in kind of here.
Just checking around.
Yep.
Give me an investigation check while you're in there.
Is that giant crane also there?
Yes, it's on top of the far building.
16.
You don't find anything.
Okay. Yeah, Canari
Seems
make
as
away.
though they have simply passed without a trace.
Oh.
Rude.
What if we just bait them instead? Like they're.
I feel like that's what we're
to...
doing, right?
I feel like we should just leave and be like, fuck you guys.
We should have the illusions look like they're gonna go fight Team Empyrean, which we know is maybe kind of close by.
Very loudly yell, we're gonna
Yeah.
go fight Team Empyrean, fuck you guys.
We're gonna go somewhere else. This is stupid, and then they'll come out because their plan will have been foiled, and that's when we ambush
Stupid
them.
and boring.
You hear the sounds of lightning in the direction of Empyrean.
Well, Empyreans meant Kraken, guess that's kind of...
Or there's a trap.
Yeah. Good
One
Yeah.
of the two. In the alleyways, is it a different story, or is it still kind of the same?
It's all the same.
Okay.
No footprints, no signs.
Yeah, if that's the case, I mean, Canari would join the...
Oh, the rest of the team, you see the signs disappear. Vrexil, you realize, oh, major illusion.
Okay.
Braenna's gonna start looking around, trying to keep an eye out for anyone trying to sneak up on us.
Yeah, Vrexil's got 360-degree vision right now and can see invisibility. Vrexil's gonna make the illusory party just kind of start walking down the stairs and just be like, fine, not willing to fight us without a sneak attack. Well, guess we'll just go somewhere else. And they start walking towards Team Empyrean.
Yeah.
Illusions
Yeah.
do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Illusionary Umbran makes a real big deal about it. Like, gesticulating wildly about what a waste of time this was.
Braenna's gonna heartily agree, like, this is so stupid. What the hell are they even thinking? But actual Braenna got 19 on a perception check to watch for shit going down around the actual team.
All right,
Moxie's
so
yelling about how Secrets has no classes in Monk.
go ahead and move your Reaper token into whatever square you would like.
Is this...
Well, we were, like, here-ish.
Okay, if you enter a new square, I will need another D100. You have to be
Well, we
whenever
were...
we're moving, you have to be completely in a square for my mechanics.
Okay.
Well, we
Are-
were
are
there
we
kind of
moving or is
we were...
Lucas moving?
There's no wobbling. Just
We
choose
were-
a square.
Well, I know, but
Right,
we were
so
we were
you're
there
saying that
watching this building
We're
Canari
in
went
this square the whole
Yeah.
time, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
We've
event of
been
this square
watching.
was the Rhymes Binding Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that you were behind this building watching.
Okay, but so nothing went off when Canari kind of went into this square, the illusionary Canari.
Correct.
Okay, then the fake is this other skull the fake us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's upside down.
They're heading this way. They're heading like
So Empyrean's over a little.
yeah.
Illusionary Canari is gonna, still with like my sight and hearing, is gonna follow the party. And do I see anything with that square?
Roll me a D100 to see if you do see anything.
100. Okay. 30.
You don't see anything.
Cool.
30s this one.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay.
And nothing is triggered. So, whenever you're ready, I need someone to volunteer to move Team Reaper to whatever square you would like to go next.
Do we want to go in the recital hall?
I'm going to say you already visited the square. You already did the square.
Yeah, but oh God, Moxie wouldn't notice this.
We don't think they're in the recital hall, do we?
Canari already scoped it out in the alleys.
I
And
couldn't
there's nothing.
find anything. They're all very stealthy.
'Cause
But-
I can cover a full half a square if we did just want to drop an attack and hope for the best.
Use my boogie boards.
Yeah.
Team Reaper, Team Reaper. Team Nightwalker is going to lie in wait until somebody falls into their trap,
Yeah.
or everyone else has been eliminated and moved on, and then Team Nightwalker will have to move.
Where is the where's the hawk in all of this?
Look up, and the hawk is gone.
Is Team Nightwalker even here? Was that just a fake that jumped off the top of the building?
No.
She shot.
Oh, that's right.
Does
But as
Vrexil-
she
You
moved,
saw an arrow in Canari's
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
shoulder.
I forgot
as
about that
she
part.
moved,
That's
we didn't see any traps go off. So if
Yeah.
Team Nightwalker's already been here, the traps wouldn't proc
Right.
because they've already been set off.
Also, Vrexil was watching the hawk to see if it stayed within a certain radius. Like, obviously, he might have not been looking at it, but like specifically, like, does it stay, circling around a thing where it's like, okay, the center point is here. It's not going farther than here.
At one point, the hawk starts to fly away from you and goes behind this building.
Okay.
Should we go over there?
To the due west.
I'm gonna keep mislead. I'm gonna keep it up just so Canari's invisible.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna put my sight back into my invisible form. My hearing's gonna stay in the other one. And I'm just gonna have her hang out in the center of that complex and kind of lie in wait.
Should
How
we go-
long does mislead last?
An hour or until concentration.
Should we go to the left?
Just to see if anything happens, or
Well, if the hawk went behind that building, maybe that's because that's Nightwalker's familiar, right?
yeah.
If the hawk went back there,
okay.
then maybe that's where they are.
But I wouldn't put it past Nightwalker to do some crazy ass misleading shit, even with a familiar.
Or even if it's another team, like a druid wild shaped into that familiar, and then one of the other teams just wanted us to think it was Nightwalker.
So many
That-
possibilities.
Mhm. Do we think Dev would think that far ahead?
No, the best thing about players is they'll make shit up for you as they go, and you're like, yeah, using that. Yeah, that's what happened now.
I think we should just go to the left. TBH. Okay, we're going to the left. Bam, we're here.
All right. I need a D100.
Somebody else roll, because I rolled
do
already.
it. I'll do it.
Here we go.
Hopefully it does nothing. 68, so close.
All right. I need a D10.
Nice.
1.
1.
Beam boy.
All right. I need everyone to roll initiative.
God damn it.
You were surprised.
We're never surprised.
No, I'm not.
1 million eyeballs.
So as you're exploring this place, trying to find the hawk and where it might have gone, instead, you turn the corner. And we're gonna do just a really simple, basic map for this. Bam.
By the way,
So
I'm
imagine this is like
not
a street.
surprised, Dev, just by the way.
By
Me? Braenna? Not surprised.
Braenna can't be.
I cannot
Oh,
be
I
surprised.
thought you were like not surprised that I didn't prepare a map and I'm using just a basic map.
No.
No!
I'm like,
Oh.
I'm not surprised this map is so basic, Dev.
I was like, wow. Okay.
You're like, that hurts, but thanks.
Do we have?
I'm not a
A
mean
homunculus
person, I
today.
promise.
Do we have a homunculus today?
No.
Oh, God.
Oops.
Has it been longer than 10 minutes since we met up with that ice dude?
No.
Okay.
It's been about 5, if we don't count all the decision making. Anyway, I don't know how big the carpet of flying is, but
Big enough.
It's a 6 by 9 foot.
So, close enough.
It's 6 by 9 feet.
It was
Uh,
the biggest one.
I can double check.
I'm just asking because it's like we all kind of have to like pile on top of each other. We'll put Umbran right in the center. He's
There's a
skinny.
couple of small people.
He's got a small butt.
Yeah, I was gonna say Moxie's the tallest, and I don't
fucking
even think
rude.
she is 6 foot, so.
All right, so you're on this carpet.
Mhm.
All right, so
Everyone
you
rolls
see-
for me, so rude.
a glowing green ball. Where is it? Okay, there we go.
Okay, I
Like,
will
I
admit
don't
now
know.
I am surprised.
Where is it?
And we're gonna say that the building that you just went around is like right here.
Welcome. Our first name is Quality here.
Can we just run?
Yeah, I mean that's always a possibility, but
It is 8:40 now, by the way, Dev.
Oh yeah, it is. So before we hop into combat, let's take a quick 6-minute and 34-second break. Maybe we'll
Or
round it up
like
to
10
minutes.
minutes. Yeah, we'll be back. Okay.
All right. Hello and welcome, everybody. Don't mind me, I have jerky, and it's delicious.
I've got popcorn.
But what I'm gonna need from each of my players is their initiative. So, who got over a
24.
20? 21, 24?
23.
I have a +8 to my initiative now.
Vrexil, what'd you get?
12.
That's not bad.
It's not great either.
And
16.
Never mind, it is bad when Canari does better than you.
Oh,
I had advantage. The other one was a 2.
Yeah,
All right.
that feels right.
The only reason I outspeed anybody is when I have advantage on initiative.
You all are surprised, except Braenna. So Braenna, you get to go. However, first, Umbran, your turn passes. Moxie, your turn passes, which means that you too can take reactions if triggered. The rest of you
Cool.
cannot, except Braenna, who can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, go hit that cloud, Braenna.
They're just like, whoa, what's that? And Braenna's like, kill. Let's say that you're like 10 feet off of the air. Off the ground. Okay.
Yeah, you punch that cloud. Do it.
Yeah,
The general
I'm busy
nature of
holding
go
you up,
punch
so
that cloud.
You raise me up.
I just like the idea that they're on this and that Umbran is just on Moxie's shoulders.
Yes, I love that.
And that's why the two of them have kind of noticed at this point and weren't quite surprised.
Umbran loves the feeling of being picked up. He won't admit it to anyone, but he secretly
He
loves
is really
it.
like a toddler.
Hits. Hits. But you get 3 attacks. Yeah. But the first 2 hit. Are these magical weapons?
That's one.
I think they're magical weapons.
You know what I should do? I forgot to turn on my own mic, so nobody in the chat heard that. That's cool.
Oh no.
I was on.
They can kind of like figure it out from context clues.
I'm hitting
Yeah,
stuff and
right.
not being surprised is what's going on. It was on for Zoom, it just wasn't on for the chat. So
Raja says can't hear Braenna.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mecca.
you should be able to now, it's fine. It's because I am good at my job. So I rolled a 5 and a 2 for 7, plus 15 is 22, plus... Oh, what's my rage damage? Did my rage damage go up? I think my rage damage went up. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I can find stuff.
Rage damage is plus 3 now, isn't it?
I think it's plus
4.
Plus
Doesn't
3.
it scale with proficiency?
No.
Oh no, because it has a cap of.
Why
Scale
is
with
it
2.
not? Why is it not obvious on D&D Beyond? Hold on, let me grab my player's guide.
It should be
what?
added to your attack rolls already.
It is not, as it turns out. But it's right here.
Did y'all know that D&D Beyond just got bought by Wizards? Wait, we
did.
already talked
Plus
about
another
it.
3.
Yeah.
So 7 plus 15 is 22, plus 6 is 28 points of damage to this cloud.
28?
28 points of, I think it's all bludgeoning, right? Yeah, bludgeoning, because it's a hammer. That makes sense. Okay, that's my turn.
If you stick a knife on the end of a hammer, it turns into an axe.
It's true.
Alrighty-o. Canari's turn passes. Vrexil's turn passes. You all watch as Braenna leaps into action to go kill this cloud. That was a pun. I didn't realize it. And it responds in kind with a 40-foot diameter sphere of fog.
Rude.
And the fog creates a heavily obscured area.
Double rude.
And it can position it anywhere it would like. I'm gonna do it right here. Is that 40 foot? 40 foot diameter? 40 foot diameter. So that is 60, so I need to shrink it. Shrink a dink.
Those are always fun.
I've always wanted one, But my mom.
You know, you can make them in the oven.
Yeah, you just have to buy the like actual stuff,
Yeah,
and then you can just do it in your oven. Yeah.
All right, so it's gonna position right there. So I need everyone to make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw.
God, no! Give us back Dex saving throws.
Is this
You don't have
poison?
to tell me
This
your
is
result.
poison, right?
It is poison, because it is essentially cloud kill. But you don't have to tell me your results.
Or...
You just keep it in your head and then you do the math whether or not you failed or succeeded. You can say whether you failed or succeeded. I don't need to know your number.
What was this? What was this again?
The succeed number.
DC 16.
Save.
What happens if you meet?
Meet beat, so you save.
Sweet. Okay.
Did I do one for funsies, Dev, or?
If you want. If you fail, you take 26 poison damage.
Did you add the emboldening bond?
You didn't give it to me.
Oh, damn it!
Oh.
And
What was your number?
An evil laugh.
9.
The
No.
DC is 16.
Nope. Just so everybody's aware, even with 8, I'm down to half my hit points.
Oh.
Don't worry, I can help.
All right. So, it is a heavily obscured area, so you cannot actually see anything.
I also have the potions of superior healing.
Mm-hmm.
I got one too, but...
And that is its turn. So we're back to the top with Umbran. Umbran, you're fine.
I'm fine.
You can't see, but you're fine.
I think you probably hear Braenna yelling "ah" to give some sense of direction. By the way.
Are we going to waste time on this?
I don't really want to.
I don't care for it either.
I think.
Braenna, get back on the carpet. We're leaving.
Just run forward. We'll pick you up.
I mean, I'm not flying the carpet, though.
Who is flying the carpet?
I was invisible and couldn't see, so you probably don't want me.
Let's go with Moxie, because she has vehicle experience.
Proficiencies.
Would you let that giant fly the gnome carpet?
Miss Lead is still up,
Wow,
by the way.
I'm not
Our
a giant.
poor giant.
I mean, I'm kind of a giant with
You made the
Umbran
DC
on my
13.
shoulders.
Yep.
Or, like,
Yeah,
trying to-
combined.
I rolled
we,
well on
just
that
stick
save.
out of the cloud too.
All right. Yeah, Umbran, you can...
I would
Do-
like to ask Siri if Siri knows anything about living spells.
Accessing. I have to pull it up. Accessing. Records.
Shit, the Wi-Fi's bad. It takes her a minute to load.
All right, pulling it up. What did I say that it has? Detect magic or nature? It knows nature. Yeah. Did you write these down?
I did.
I think it was nature.
No.
I am not familiar with the arcanic the arcanic properties of this living cloud kill, of this creature that looks like
All
a
right,
cloud
Siri,
kill.
we're gonna have to get you some books to read.
I am as good as my programming.
Well, we're gonna upgrade your programming somehow. Yeah, I don't really want to do anything for this. I'm not gonna waste resources on a cloud when we have to go fight another team.
If anything, this is just drawing their attention.
So if you would like as a group, its initiative is 5. So if you would like to, as a group, decide, we're just gonna leave. I'll need everyone to do a Constitution saving throw as they go through their turns, but you can leave.
Even if I'm driving the thing,
Oh,
so I drive it
you know
out
what?
on my turn.
You don't have to roll it at the start of your turn because I made you roll it when it did it, but you should have just done it at the start of your turn, but we're just gonna ignore that ever happened. Or ignore that I did it wrong and pretend I did it right. Anyway, would you like to leave?
Yes, we would like to escape this encounter.
Alright. Braenna's raging. How does Braenna feel about this?
Braenna doesn't know whether everything's scared.
Umbran's calling out too.
I said, Braenna, we're leaving.
Okay,
Get
that's fine.
back in the car.
That's fine.
Pit. All right.
Is it my turn? Because I would.
It's Moxie's turn if Umbran is done.
Okay, so can I use my turn to like fly the carpet out of here?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Or is that just my movement?
It's the carpet's movement.
Okay.
Do you know the carpet's flying speed?
No.
30 feet?
Yep.
So you probably want to go backwards to not be in the cloud kill.
That's also an option.
Well, okay. So is our ultimate? I know we're like leaving, but are we trying? Like, do we think that Nightwalker is any way, or do we want to just kind of get out of here and then regroup? Is that the idea?
There's no sign of the Hawk or Nightwalker.
Okay. Well, then I guess we'll just back up.
Do we want to bait them? We could go to like the highest structure in the area.
Well, let's
Where we're
just get out of
easily
here
visible.
first, and then we can figure that out.
You will notice that the cloud kill does not follow you out of this square area, this 300-foot square area, and its speed is 25 feet. So even though it's trying to chase you, the carpet's just a little smidge faster.
Okay, well then, yeah, so, Moxie would have moved them, and then, what do I
Braenna, you
have?
find something on the ground.
I do. Neat.
You
What do
almost
I?
trip over it.
What do I find on the ground?
But as you're running around, you find on the ground, it is a wand.
Cool. I pick it up.
You kind of just like trip over it a little bit.
I'm like, that's a weird looking stick, and grab it.
It feels cold to the touch.
Still weird. Still grab it. Okay, I'm over here.
That's that.
I'm over this way.
You emerge from the cloud and you hop on the carpet and you zoom off like the Jetsons.
Cool. Well, that was a big fat
Back to the
bust.
big map.
Canari's dropping Mislead, casting Aura of Vitality, and for the next minute is going to heal herself for 2d6 each round.
Vrexil will also throw a Cure Wounds in there.
So I gotta get a post-it note. Wait, I have a post-it note.
10 from Vrexil's Cure Wounds.
How does our vitality work?
So
At the start of each turn, I think.
it's healing energy radiates from you in an aura with a 30-foot radius. Until the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. You can use a bonus action to cause one creature in the area, including you, to regain 2d6 hit points. So, and that is every round. So that's 20d6 over a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 from Vrexil, 7 from the first one, 6 from the second round, 5 from third, 3, 4, 6 from 5.
You're starting to realize that since you've been moving squares, you're probably assuming that the other teams are also either moving or staying, like hiding or something. So where you think people might be might not be where they're at anymore. Vrexil, are you still keeping Major Illusion up?
I assume at this point that it's faded.
Major Image?
I only have 10 minutes on that, so I assume it's gone by now.
What if
I
we
still have
just
a paper
hunkered down?
bird. I still have a paper
Moxie,
bird.
what'd you say?
Do we want to send a message
Ooh.
to Nightwalker and just say, listen, we're the last 2 teams left. You're gonna have to come out and fight us. We're not gonna fall for a trap. Your assassin's dead. There's no point in the surprise.
I mean, I was gonna say, what if we just kind of hung out in like a square that we already know is pretty safe, and just be like, hey, get over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my last paper bird, and just write a baiting note to Team Nightwalker, addressed to. Who do I address it to? I send it to
Purposely,
Numa.
no. Instead, address it to Gemini.
Gemini, you think the most
Hang on, wait.
hot-headed?
No, actually.
This message can't stop me because I can't read.
What about secrets? Secrets seems to be pretty sneaky.
Well, so my thing was kind of like, if we send it to someone who isn't one of the two people left from the other fight, and we don't send it to Trixon specifically, you're gonna actually piss them off more. I feel like if we send a "come get us" note to like Becco, we're telling Trixon we don't think of him as the leader. We're telling Numa and Secrets that we think so little of them that we're not even trying to bait them. We're like actually giving someone else the authority on their team.
I love this burn notice.
Question.
I imagine that Moxie's like bent over and Umbran's writing the note on her back.
Man.
How fast does this bird
Moxie's
move?
like, wait, what am I talking about?
The bird?
Yeah.
Like 60 feet per round or something.
Yeah.
Can we just follow it?
Yeah, we can just follow the bird.
Bird knows. I write a scathing note to Becco.
Hold it for now. Hold it, Shrex.
Specifically address him as the team leader.
Anybody?
Yeah, I just didn't know if like Becca would be a better idea or Gemini. I think like Gemini, you might be able to, from like what her little blurb is, you might be able to like not only boost her
most
ego.
Hot-headed of the best, right? So she's more likely to bust out of combat, out of stealth.
Probably.
I will address it to Gemini.
Yeah, she seems like someone that you could not only, especially if you're calling her the leader, I think you could get it into her head that she has the potential to be the leader.
Yeah. I will address it to Gemini, the new de facto leader of Team Nightwalker.
Yeah.
I congratulate her on the promotion. And say Nightwalker really needed a decent leader.
What you should do is say, hey, we've heard from other teams that you're the leader of Team Nightwalker, because that way it sounds like other teams are talking about them and they're not even talking about Trixon. He's gonna be so angry.
Love it. I do that.
Anybody need healing? I have a 9 hit point and a 11 hit point.
I could definitely take it. I lost 16 and then only healed a little, so I can take the
only
smaller
down
one.
8. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm only done. Yeah.
I'll give both to Moxie then.
Okay.
So you should be back up to full.
Okay.
And Canari's back up to full as well. Thank you,
I tell them
Vrexil.
there's no point in hiding. Because we already know where they are.
Because we're following the bird.
It's been a waste of time. They should prepare their surrenders now, but I am looking forward to like doing a little murder.
Braenna's super looking forward to murder.
Dev,
Yes.
in the video that we reviewed,
Yes.
did it look like either Secrets or Numa still had items on them from the first level? Like their clothes, anything?
They seem to be a lot more decked out.
Is there a piece of jewelry either one of them had?
Let me double check. Let me know when you released the bird.
Well, Canari's got something going on.
Bird.
I just want to know something.
Secrets. Numa. You remember specifically Trixon's coffee cup.
Canari's gonna cast Locate Object on Trixon's coffee cup.
Ooh.
I'm fucking sick of them.
Can we still try to get under their skin with the bird note?
You
Yeah,
don't pick up
definitely.
anything at the moment.
Within 1,000 feet?
Correct.
They're nowhere near us.
Alright.
I'll keep it up for as long as it is, but
Should we let the bird go and follow it and see if we find him?
yeah.
Okay. Let's do that.
Your last burn, Moxie, before I fold up the bird.
Never change.
Never change. Never change. Beautifully penned by Umbran.
You're 1 in a million.
To Gemini?
Can't wait to
Yeah.
see you.
Are we
I'm just gonna
I'm
butter up a little bit for fun.
shipping this?
I origami up the bird, I hold it up, I throw it, and it just flies off.
Starts flying due east.
Are we following it on the
We're
carpet?
following it.
Mhm.
Yep.
I think following it like at least 30 feet up in the air to hopefully not get hit by too many living spells on the ground.
Right? You've already cleared this square,
Yes.
Mhm.
so you're good. So now,
Still no ping on Canari's spell.
not yet.
No?
So they're
But-
not within 1,000 feet, which means if each square is 300 feet.
Are they way at the edge of the
Then-
board?
They're not even on this half of the town.
They might be honestly waiting it out in the pocket dimension. Of
Oh.
Rope
Well, if they are, Vrexil would see it.
If it's flying due east, then it
If
had
you
they
could-
have
if
if
it was
it,
visible.
yeah,
Like,
and we're
like on
and
the
we're
side.
if Canari's got the 1,000 feet locate object, the farthest they
Yeah.
could be and not be pinging it, and it's flying due east is like here.
Yeah.
So they've got to be in this square.
Either
Or like hiding here or something. Like, or
Well, those aren't due
Like-
east though.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a 3 by 5 foot window. So if it's even not behind a wall or something, Vrexil's seeing this thing. If it's rope trick.
There are
All right.
a
Well,
lot of buildings.
Yeah. So
should
they've
we
got to be like in
move-
an alley or something.
it's still the bird's still
You're
flying
all-
east.
None of you are giving me any great ideas right now. Like, none of these ideas are great.
Braenna is just vigilantly watching, making sure no one's jumping them, and we're still
All right.
at 30
I mean,
feet in the air. I think.
Technically, if they are in rope trick, that works best for us. If when we wait it out, they have to all come out the same portal together.
Mm-hmm.
When you are ready to move to a new square,
We're still following
free to do
we're
so.
following the bird. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
still heading east.
so to this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And we're like 30 feet up.
Percentages have changed. Roll a d100.
You want me to do it?
I think it's your turn.
I did the last one.
43.
All right. Roll a d10.
7.
I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Great at those.
DC 17.
I hate everything.
Vrexil's using Flash of Genius to succeed.
24 for Canari.
As you enter this square, there seems to be this almost pinkish mist that starts to fill up the air. And you can see that this mist actually hits the bounds of this square, almost as if this is a box. It's not going past this area. And if you failed the DC 17 wisdom saving throw, you fall asleep.
All right. Well, Moxie's asleep.
Never mind.
Braenna's asleep.
And
Braenna's
if,
asleep.
if Moxie was the one driving the carpet, someone should take over quickly.
Moxie and
Umbran will
Braenna
grab it.
start getting sleepy, and then they kind of like snuggle up together and then fall asleep on the carpet. And since Umbran was riding Moxie's shoulders, Umbran sort of like falls down on top of him.
Umbran lands very gracefully. Okay. He might not have a butt, but he lands very gracefully.
You can just sit in Moxie's lap and try.
Yeah,
cart.
exactly.
Locate object still isn't picking anything up.
Actually, it is.
Where?
I know the exact location of it.
You feel and hear the. And it is.
Oh shit! They got so far away.
Okay.
Do it again.
They're in here.
Okay.
Okay.
Canari will
Did you
point it
intend
out.
to leave your pink dot there, or did that just happen?
It's someone's like
It's a
like
mouse.
That's it's my
marker.
mouse thing.
Yeah, but it just like it didn't go away, and I was like,
Because I
would it be
kept
really...
clicking on it.
Oh, I was gonna say it would be really convenient if it glitched and stuck there, like sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, who chose cyan? I am orange now.
Gotta go.
All right.
So
So-
Canari will point that out to Vrexil as he's or Vrexil or Umbran, who's ever piloting. Can I take a action to try and shake Moxie or Braenna awake?
Yes.
Vrexil takes the other one.
All right. I need them to make wisdom saving throws again.
14?
You're still asleep. You're still asleep.
Oh, I don't want to wake up yet.
5 more minutes.
It's not time.
Oh, this kind of like smog thing. The sleep smoke kind of smelled like cherries.
Ugh.
Have we? So we figured out that the squares proc for every team that goes in them. It's not like a one time.
Oh.
I don't think we know that yet.
You aren't
Well,
aware.
we
You
must
haven't.
have figured it out.
You haven't entered any square that you think someone has been in. You do.
Well, we
Yeah, we-
have because Numa
Oh,
was in
yeah.
the square ahead of us.
Numa
and
was
when
on
we
top
had
of
went
this building,
into it.
Yep.
and most of
Well,
this building is
okay.
in the square.
So can
Well,
we
didn't
follow
we
the
think someone was
destruction
here?
in the path of Team Nightwalker to like follow the trail that they went to avoid setting off new traps?
You could try.
I would like to look with my robot eyes to see if I can see other traps that have gone off
Perception check.
so we can like follow. Be better. Well,
You see to the north of you a few burning hands in multiple different locations, small little specks of fire floating around throughout this like block to the north of you.
Alright.
Seems as though there's multiple and they're spread out. So maybe it's not that you are encountering the only thing in some of these.
Alright. I guess we keep heading to Nightwalker. They're the only team left who hasn't started to fight yet, or we would assume.
Is there anything moving in the square over here?
That would require another perception check.
I have advantage on those. Let's give it a shot. Hey, that's gonna be 19.
You look in that direction and nothing seems to be over there.
Okay.
You do see a paper bird flying back towards you.
Cool. I was wondering if they like dashed through a bunch of squares, like activated all the traps just to be like, nah, now there's a bunch of traps between you and us.
I wanted to do that too, like run in a circle at one of the four
Yeah,
corners
yeah,
and
yeah.
just set off all the traps.
The paper bird floats 5 feet away from Vrexil. Not Vrexil, Umbran.
Mage hand grab it.
Grab
Bring
it.
it back over.
You bring it back over. You open it.
Yeah.
It is a rudely sketched drawing of a middle finger.
After I
Signed,
took the time,
Tricks and
I
Slipskip.
touched a considerate note, so beautifully penned and crafted, on the back of Moxie's constantly squirming back, and this is what they send back.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we got under his skin, so.
Wait, are they awake yet?
It's a
We're
little
still in the
hard to-
sleep
No,
cloud.
we're
We need to
still
move out of the
asleep.
sleep cloud, guys.
Yeah.
We're
Out of
actively
character.
moving.
I'm
All right,
scary.
I need
have
another
not
wisdom
paused or
saving throw.
stopped.
Nope.
One day I'll roll higher than a 10, I cried.
Oh, jeez.
Let's,
so mad
let's
I can't
move to
roll
another
at
sure
all.
and not be in
You're
the
a
sleep
monk.
cloud so you can wake
a
us
wisdom saving throw.
up.
Yeah, but even with a
Monks
plus
are
4,
proficient
you
in
can't do
wisdom
anything
saving
with a
throws.
fucking 3.
Oh my
Monks are proficient in dexterity and strength.
Yeah.
You know, the thing no monk ever takes because they don't need it, because they have dexterity. The whole reason of being a monk. I'm always mad about that.
All right,
monks
Well,
don't
yeah,
who
get
wants to
wisdom save
move the
proficiencies.
marker?
It's because
I
you always
will.
get a good one and like a garbage one.
Wait, are we?
We're
Can we
here.
wait for? Are we waiting for them to wake up first? No, we're just going for it.
As you leave this square, they wake up
I will
easily
pause
on your
it.
next shake.
Okay.
Mm.
And roll me a D100. The percentages have changed.
I think
All
you're
right,
to Vrexil,
Jacob,
right?
you're up.
Yeah.
Or Jake. No.
Do it. Be good.
49. Didn't we?
No, we've had 42 and 43.
And
And
now
then
I
like
need
a 60, yeah, 68.
AG10.
5.
5.
5.
I need perception checks.
Oh boy. Oh.
Not better, 6.
8.
11. Passive is 15, but
Come on, Canari, you can do it.
It's
dirty-
almost a nat 20, but it
Dirty
was,
20.
I got. What was it? Perception?
Dirty 20. Wow.
Oh, the
Everyone rolled
fucking
terribly,
2.
except Moxie. Moxie, you see 2 glowing hands of the large variety, blue and very palmy.
So that's why Scanlan was in the spoiler chat. We fly past them.
And if Moxie points it out to you, you'll notice that they are Big B's hands.
Oh, Moxie would be like, look at all these hands.
Look at all these chicks.
And they're flying fast towards you. And before you run away, I'm gonna make them each get 1 attack against you. So they're just gonna like fly. You're flying through the air on this carpet, and they go into fists.
Braenna's gonna try
And
to
they're gonna-
interpose herself in between everybody and the fists.
All right, so one of them reaches back and then swings forward to try and hit. Braenna, you jump in front, and it'll hit you.
They're pretty strong.
They are.
With 18 force damage.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Second
that's
one
fine.
is going to rear back. And it is going to try and hit Moxie.
Okay.
And Moxie, it was a 24 to hit.
That's rude. Wait, hang on. You said 24?
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. I may have something for this. I just have to go look at my.
Wait, Melissa, did I say 18?
You said 18 damage. What did they get to hit me?
It was a 28.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Actually add 8 on top of that. I forgot that they have a modifier to this.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
That's
never mind.
fine.
I don't think I have anything for this.
All right. 15 plus 8, 23 force damage on Moxie. If you do keep moving forward, they will try to follow you. You will lose
Braenna's like, as they come, Braenna's gonna smack at him.
And
Well,
Braenna,
as
you
a
can reduce the
reaction-
damage that Moxie took with your thing.
I 100% cannot. I'm not
raging.
raging.
Oh, you can only do that while raging.
Okay, so I took 23
mind.
damage, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so then as like a reaction to getting hit, and they're within 60 feet of us.
Yeah. They're right up on you. It had to be within 5 feet.
Moxie's gonna go ahead and just like point a finger, like a finger gun, at one. And this like divine radiance shoots out. I'm using divine rebuke. Fuck that guy.
All right.
She's like, pew!
It fails.
She learned one. Aw. Wait, it failed. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
The hand fails. Aw.
Good. That's a
Yeah,
three.
Can Braenna have been ready when they come to swing her hammer twice at the one that hit at her?
Yeah.
That should be 11 radiant damage. Oh wait, no. Hang on.
It starts searing a bit and then falls away.
Okay.
So the one that came at Braenna, I got a natural 20 for the first attack, and then a 22 for the second.
You smack, and it almost like disintegrates, but then comes back together, but then starts floating away. Almost kind of like you just fought like Master Hand from Super Smash Bros.
Fuck that guy. It's fine.
And you continue on.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead really quick and do my Hands of Healing to get 10 points back.
I'm down to 107, guys. Oh,
Okay.
No.
All right. Let me know when you want to move to the next square.
We're still in this square. I'm gonna touch Moxie and cast Death Ward on her.
Probably a good idea.
Rex already
Moxie,
has
don't
one.
you have the bracelet of Death Ward?
Do I?
It doesn't require attunement.
I don't have
It's the Onyx bracelet.
Bangle.
Did we... Wait, what?
Bangle.
Yeah, the
The
bangle
bangle.
of...
Boosting.
One
The
moment,
bangle we found
please.
in the maze,
Bangle
Yeah.
boosting.
Umbran
Onyx.
secretly put onto you.
Oh, well,
can
maybe
add it.
I didn't get that memo.
Feel free to add it to your inventory.
Or it didn't add when I looked it up.
Maybe not.
Because I'm remembering that. Which one was it again?
It's the
Bangle
Onyx.
boosting Onyx.
Onyx.
Oh no, I think it was Ivory.
Ivory.
Okay, because I was like, Onyx isn't one on here, so...
What was the Onyx
oh,
thing?
okay.
You may cast Death Ward on yourself once per day.
Oh, okay,
Because
well...
we found it in a pile of bones.
Too quick.
So it was
Okay,
Ivory.
you're right. Okay, so if I am wearing that, I will cast that on myself, and then Canari
Cool.
doesn't have to use a spell slot.
Does anybody else want Death Ward on them?
Does everybody look at Vrexil?
Yes.
What?
Don't look at him!
He doesn't have another grenade.
Or does he?
That you know of.
You wouldn't let me convince him to build it.
I
It
mean,
doesn't
do you
work
want-
that way. You can't talk to... Okay.
Do you want Death Ward on yourself, Canari, just in case?
Sure.
Because you've taken the most damage between
I have a question, y'all.
party.
Can
Yes.
any of
Yeah.
you hear my chair squeaking?
Yeah.
A little bit.
You can?
Every now
I
and then.
haven't-
No.
honestly,
We usually talk over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to boil it
We've
in
been
I can
so
hear my
loud and
partner
so busy.
whistling, but that's kind of it.
WD-40.
Oh
I
my
think I'm
god,
the-
I saw a guy taking out trash yesterday and he was just whistling. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, people really do that?
I think I'm gonna
Just
take. I
walk
have
around with a
two.
whistle?
I have two like small healing potions. I'm gonna take those. Or, God, garbage.
Canari did cast Death Ward on herself.
It is a good assumption that you're using resources, which means other teams are probably also using resources.
Well, yeah, but we want to keep ours to a minimum.
Yeah, everyone does.
No, they
mean-
use all of theirs. We use none. And we destroy them. So you know how this works.
Do it.
Alright,
Is
I'm
the
moving to the next square.
yeah? As I say, is
Yeah.
locate object
Are
still
we
pinging?
ready?
Mm-hmm. It should.
Like it hasn't
But
moved.
yeah, is it still
is.
pinging from there specifically?
It is.
They haven't moved. Okay.
Alright, I've moved to the next square.
All right. Roll a D100. The percentage has changed.
Have we all rolled now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
So back to the top. Moxie.
15.
All right. Roll me a D10.
7.
Everyone roll initiative.
No.
Yeah, oh my god.
One better, guys. 13.
You will be going before Moxie, so don't worry.
Hey.
Ooh, it's a fully built out one.
Jesus.
Oh.
Dirty 20.
We're still running, right?
18.
23.
What did Braenna get?
18.
Moxie got a 10.
Ooh.
I should get a different D20 out, actually.
Mm.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's failed.
Would you like to put yours in dice jail?
Yeah.
Alright, let's put it in this. There you go.
Let's get this one, maybe?
Cube?
Yeah, it's your carpet.
Oh, okay.
This is a large map. 60 squares by 60 squares.
That is a large map.
As you enter this square, you hear a rumbling. And around this area, this 300 foot by 300 foot area, massive walls rise up from the ground.
Mm.
Cool, love that for us.
They seem to be a little like illusory, almost as if they aren't there, but they are.
But the ping hadn't moved, so did we not find Nightwalker?
You hear a voice. I guess alliances do pay off.
Did we find
It's the voice of Noramak.
I fucking hate that bitch. Well, I guess we're here for murder.
which one is Nora?
And you see her.
Well, you know, I do have to admit, it's a little sweet that they both hate us so much that they make an alliance completely around us and not their own personal similarities. Sweet, but sad and pathetic.
I mean, you know, I expect this from Gemini, the leader of Nightwalker.
We very loudly yell.
Funny how paying off another team to draw you towards us. worked
Oh,
out
you
so
don't
well.
have real friends? You had to pay them? Oh, even worse.
The best friends are ones you make with money.
Where are the other
Oh, who
members?
told you that?
I'm
Also-
ignoring Noramak.
I'm
Also,
not
how did they pay them off without triggering the thing?
beforehand, probably.
Wink.
Mm.
I mean, she's already, like, showed that she's an asshole.
You can leave money in a square and then leave the square, and then
That's
someone else
true.
can step into the square to pick up the money. But yeah,
That's true.
I don't want to give you too much credit because I'm sure whatever you've done has been ridiculous.
Everything has been sort of random, and I'm just creating a story around the randomness.
Mm.
No, I like to think this is all planned.
It's
Yeah.
all part of the plan.
Normak's trying to draw our attention. Canari's making a point to ignore her. Where are the other members of
100%
Imperium?
Vrexil as well.
Mm.
You cannot see them.
Yeah, Umbran and Moxie are putting up the front so the rest of the team can, like, do their recon.
I mean, Moxie's kind of forgotten what they're doing for a second, but I'm glad that everyone else has a plan.
we're right back to doing the like Umbran is sitting on Moxie's
Yeah,
shoulder. She's
yeah.
holding him.
She's just
Assume the
flailing.
formation. You all strike a
Appear
Power
taller
Rangers
than
pose.
me.
Canari, roll me a perception check.
That means so 23.
Something seems off about Norma.
Can Vrexil make a perception check?
Sure.
Is she an illusion?
Good disguise.
30-20. I'm not gonna beat Canari's, so.
Just prepping the map.
Um.
Tell a story, someone.
So I was gonna say, can Moxie do a perception check, but not
Sure.
for the reason that like everyone else probably is. She's probably just trying to figure out like something about Normok, whatever it might be, just like a weakness or I don't know.
What do we?
I rolled a 20.
Oh,
So it's a 27.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
tell us the tea.
You think that there's something off about Normok. That's all you can tell.
Like what kind of off?
Like her outfit's trashy. I mean, we already knew that.
That's always.
All right.
That her personality is trashy. That her cult is trashy.
I am here to make a proposition for you.
I could keep going on how trashy you are.
Would you like to hear it?
You surrender and we leave.
Wait, there's something up with her.
Mm-hmm.
What if there's no tricks, there's no games, we just have a fair fight? I'll tell you where to meet us, and we will let the greatest combatants among us prevail. No underhandedness?
I cast a spell magic on her.
All right,
Sure.
make a d20 roll.
Shut her up.
Canari, do you have another locate object today?
Yeah, I do. Are you just wanting a D20 or is
Well,
this
it's to spell magic, and you're trying to dispel a
Yep.
So it'd be plus
5th
your
level
wisdom mod.
spell.
Yeah, okay. So the check, I make an ability check using my spell casting ability.
You just
So
add your
yes.
mobility
Yep.
mod, yeah.
18.
And
Good.
it disappears. And then it hits Moxie. Oh, that was the same thing that Canari just did.
Oh, you do that. Okay, that's what it was.
But if that was just cast, then whatever was on that illusion is probably on the real person. So could we do another locate object on something we just saw?
Yeah, she
Her
still has
big
her
hat
classic
or
umbrella
her
and her
umbrella.
big hat.
I cast another locate object on Normok's umbrella.
It pings over these buildings. You might have seen it as you're approaching. There's a statue with a little square.
She's over there.
Well, so I guess are we taking her up on her challenge to fight, or are we
I didn't hear her out.
are we going the opposite direction and hoping someone else finds us?
You can't.
We can't.
leave.
We're
Oh.
locked in now.
We are here. Give me 1 second.
All right. By the way, what is everyone's initiatives?
30-20.
30-20.
23.
13.
18.
Vrexil, how big is your wall of force again?
Either 10 by 10 panels, or I think it's a 10-foot dome or sphere radius, so 20 feet total.
I rolled a 6. So.
Wait, what building?
Was it Umbran, Braenna, Canari, or Umbran, Canari, Braenna for the order?
Umbran, Canari, Braenna.
Vrexil in your left.
Yeah.
Vrexil, what did you roll again, Vrexil?
13.
13. What did you roll, Canari? Or Moxie?
6.
Oh.
Just a 1.
Did we know what Normok is, like, class-wise?
You know she's a warlock.
Celestial Warlock.
Yep.
She's the worst Vanilli.
Mm.
Vanilli grew up to be an asshole.
It's true.
Probably worshipping a demon in disguise.
Right. You specifically know that you're pinging her right here.
So she's a.
Wait, do it again.
Oh,
I mean,
here.
you see her now.
Mm.
There's the token.
Actually, I want her over
Okay,
here.
that.
She's gotta have something to do with that money god or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my tome is itching to pro-stress these guys.
I think
But-
we go with that.
Yep.
With
Do you want to banish her, or do they have better spells? Well, of course they have better spellcasters.
She
But like, which one?
She wasn't the one that we were initially were thinking.
Are
The-
we more worried about Devlin?
either Devlin. I mean,
I don't
Imperium
think
Sizzle's
Devlin.
gonna have auras. So whatever whatever charisma saving throw they have is gonna be buffed if they're within a
So
certain number of feet.
If it's a charisma save, I don't think we want to do Devlin because obviously a bard,
He's
right?
clearly a bard, yeah.
Bard, Warlock,
Yeah.
the Paladin. I say we get either rid of the Cleric or the Barbarian.
I'd say the cleric because we can just thing I can do with Jaden. Don't listen, Dev. Is
Wisdom.
Don't
grapple.
say it.
Is
Yeah.
grapple. I'll type
Yeah.
it in here. I'll type it in here and
Yeah,
not
yeah.
and not.
I know what you're thinking.
Chat.
Chat. The secret chat we keep from Dev.
Yeah, our secret chat.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
What?
There's
What?
no secrets.
Just gotta brush up on all the things that these guys can do. No, those are so cute.
Okay. If this is all happening, Canari's gonna take out a little thermos.
Tea.
Tea
Coming
time.
tea.
She pours a little bit of tea in her ladle, and
A magical ladle.
yeah. Fun fact about this ladle: any creature that drinks soup or a beverage served with this ladle regains 1 spell slot up to 5th level. So I'm gonna take that 5th level spell slot back.
Fun.
It's also
And-
indestructible.
Damn, bitch.
That's awesome.
And she'll turn and offer some lovely tea. Yes, can I interest you all in some tea in this troubling time?
I want tea in this troubling time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a tea.
Yep.
We go onward towards our death. Let us drink tea.
Yeah,
yes.
that sounds perfect.
Stick my finger in it. I'm like, delightful.
Yep. So you can, if you drink soup or a beverage served with this ladle, you get regain a spell slot up to 5th level, and you can only get it once a day. But hey, I'm not going to complain about it.
I think that's a good use of it.
It's just if we're going to use it, now's the time.
I was gonna say too, I keep forgetting, but my fantastic menagerie also does things, including I can put out the goat of fear.
It does things.
Don't scatter people yet.
So just just let me know if you want me to kind of throw that out.
So bad. Umbran's got the leather-bound skin book in his hands, and he's clutching it to his chest. I'm just so excited.
I don't know.
By the way, do we see the two people that are on the map right now, or should we pretend we don't see them?
You know that Noramak is there.
Okay.
Okay.
You can pretend as that you know.
Okay.
Do we want to engage, or are we?
I don't think we have a choice.
I mean, eventually we'll have to engage, of course, but I want to pro-stress.
Well, okay, so I know that we were all kind of against the idea of sending Moxie out as bait, but...
You're not going out as bait, Moxie. No.
What if
No.
we send
No.
me
No.
out as bait?
No.
Try to just talk
No.
to Normak a little bit
No.
while you guys get into position.
Braenna will grab Moxie by the face. No. No.
Okay, I have
No.
this word, though, so I can't die.
No.
Please?
No.
I can't die.
But all I'm saying is that...
Still
I have some
no.
No, I have questions! You guys have two question part already!
Braenna.
Yes.
Moxie deserves to have her questions answered. We might not like it, but Moxie does have beef.
If we're
Maybe we do
murdering
let
them,
her.
I have questions to ask. Which,
We can ask a question. We just kill her last.
I don't want to put that on us to have to
That's
do.
too much to remember in the heat of battle. I have 800 D8s coming soon, and I would like to use them.
Yeah, so why don't... So, we just send me out first. I'll put a shield on or something to help. And
Do you want my shield? It has a +1 on it.
I can give myself a +2 to my AC.
And if you continuously take the dodge action.
Yeah.
Do you want the sapphire buckler shield that lets you hit people?
Oh, that might actually be a good idea. I was also thinking, well, too bad I can't attune to things quickly. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can take that specific... Wait, do you have to attune to that specific shield?
Yeah, you do.
Oh.
My +1 shield you do not have to attune to.
But would it just give me a +1?
It gives you +3 total because it's a normal +2 shield and then plus extra 1.
Take that one.
Okay,
if you
yeah.
use a shield, you lose your unarmored defense.
Oh shit. Okay, never mind. It's
You do for monks
It's
lose
better-
monks lose unarmored defense with the shield? Because I don't.
Pretty sure.
But I can shield of faith, so
There
I'll
we
go
go.
ahead and cast that like before
Again.
walking
Right.
out. Yeah.
Alright, yeah, we gently set Moxie down and we let her go do her backstory stuff.
I have a couple questions. Why isn't
I would
that-
like to get in position within 120 feet, but I will stay hidden.
Okay.
Yep. Monks can't wield a shield.
Yeah. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh, you're right. Okay, that's fine. I have shield of faith, which will not count as a shield, but still counts. So she's in like the center area, right? So okay, so where's everyone else going? And then Moxie will go ahead and walk that way, with some sort of like one moment please flag.
A white flag.
Yeah, but I'm not surrendering, so I don't want it to be white. And
Umbran is gonna take position on this roof out of sight with a 27 to hide.
All right.
and right before I go out, I don't know whenever I'm gonna use this anyway. I'm gonna just go ahead and drink the hill giant strength. So Moxie now has 21 strength.
How long does that last?
An hour.
An hour. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I you know, I'll just.
Look.
No.
What?
Sorry, I suddenly got a Discord call. Not a good guess.
No.
Okay. Okay. Are we ready for me to move?
I've gotten into position if people want to move position.
Yeah.
Are we staying on the carpet for a hot sec, or are we hopping off the carpet now?
I mean,
Umbran has gotten off the carpet.
Canari will probably stay on it just to.
Vrexil's clicking the wing boots. So.
You see Devlin Taylor.
Where?
You see Sizzle. You see Jaden Hemlock.
See a dragon. What's that, Dev?
No, that's a pseudo dragon. That's Normox.
Okay.
Oh, it's like that's a big one.
Why is it big?
We've cast enlarge on my familiar, who is also
Her name is Bubsy.
nowhere near as cute as Lord Lemon Drop.
What about Pebble?
Vanilli did it better.
Where do you want to go, Braenna?
I kind of want to be like in between these two buildings, ready to run out.
These two?
Yeah.
Closer to Vrexil? Okay.
Yeah.
Vrexil's also gonna try and hide with his infiltrator armor. 12.
Oh.
All right. So are all of you in position?
Yeah.
What's the?
Do we not see Sneeves?
You don't. But you do see glowing Guardian of Faith right next to this balcony. It appears to be 20 feet off the ground.
All right. So Moxie's gonna kind of just come this way a little bit. She's taken like some random traveler clothes in her bag that she's taken out, and she's just kind of like waving it, and she's like, "What? Can I get?"
The shirt is blue, but like it gets the point across.
Yeah. And she's basically just like, "Hey, before we begin this nonsense, can I have a moment, hat lady?"
She walks forward.
Look, I mean, I get there's something going on, and that's fine. But, would you just, like, give me a name of, like, parents or why?
No. And she casts negative energy flood on you.
Okay.
Rude. I'll say.
Her initiative is
No.
25, so she gets to go first.
No.
Sure.
Wrong answer.
So she points her umbrella at you, and a ribbon of negative, dark, swirling energy hits you, and
Oh, shit! Fuck you! Distance cast counterspell.
Ooh.
I was like 60 feet. I'm 100 out. No, and I was like, oh wait, guess who's a
Oh
sorcerer?
shit.
you can do that as a sorcerer, can't you?
Sure
Oh,
can.
and didn't you just take distance spell?
No, I've had distance spell since
you've
the
had it.
beginning.
Mm-hmm.
My mage hand distance spell lets you cast at 30 feet, so.
All
Empowered spell
right.
and quicken spells are many ones.
Roll me, since it is a 5th level spell. The
Mm.
DC is 15.
And you add your spellcasting mod to it,
Mm.
That is correct.
modified 20.
Ooh,
I eat
baby.
that shit right up.
Mm.
Let me see if there are any reactions that any of these people have.
Moxie just waits.
Counterspell the counterspells.
But they're not close enough to you.
That, yeah.
No.
That's an awesome combo.
That's good job, Yuri.
Wild.
Guess who can do shit and remember it?
She pulls her umbrella back and she gasps, not expecting such a counter because she assumed everyone was out of range. Then she sees your cute little head poke above the house, and she
like I
grits
said,
her teeth.
pathetic.
I think Moxie would just laugh a little and be like, well, I wasn't just gonna come in just me, you dingus.
And she will say, because we're gonna end soon,
No!
going into the battle, and then Umbran will start.
Gonna say her turn in initiative just passed, so
Normak will look at Moxie. Your parents gave you to us of their own free will. Because we made them have you.
Gross. Ew.
oh my god.
Oh no, Moxie, you were the firstborn in the hag contract of this
Oh,
culture.
I mean, she's not gonna make me have a child, just if I have one. But so just another thing to add to my list of you suck is coerced pregnancy. That's really cool. You're really building a case for yourself.
Moxie ticks off a couple more slaps.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Quentin's gonna pay for this later.
On the other arm.
Yeah, on the Normark arm.
Yeah.
Pulse of whatever Noramak is. 2 more slaps.
Yeah, yeah. As soon as I started asking questions about my parents, I was like, oh my god, if you come back to me and say I'm a Palpatine, I'm gonna murder you.
You're my daughter.
No.
Moxie, don't you recognize me? I'm your mother. No! And then Vrexil gets his hand cut off.
Stay up here. All right. She doesn't have any bonus actions.
What an idiot.
Get some bonus actions, bitch.
God, bitch.
You're level 10, you don't have any bonus actions? That's sad.
Dad, you're not making good use of your economic stuff.
Pathetic.
And that's that. We will see you all again next week.
I have more questions.
We will finally have the encounter with Team Empyrean.
Ooh. It's all been leading up to this.
It's all been leading up to this.
Earlier than I expected.
Yeah, I know. We all thought this was gonna be like endgame stuff, but I guess
Yeah.
we get to murder now. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. We get to have a fun murder time next week.
Warlocks really only get 2 spell slots, don't they?
They
Uh,
really
they
do.
huh?
And she just used one.
No, she used mislead and negative
Yeah.
energy flood.
So
That
she
was her
just
com-
used both
that was
of
her
them.
big-
Taking a nap
big
before
thing.
she started this fight.
I mean, I guess we know who's gonna be doing some Eldritch blasting for the rest of their rounds, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
Potentially.
Mm.
All right. So we will have to see what happens next time. Woo!
They should invest in a pearl of power when she's not dead.
It's a warlock, so she can't regain any spell slots with a pearl of power.
They can't.
Oh,
You'll need the ladle. No.
fun.
Fun times. Cool. Well, hit that follow,
Umbran refueling.
Yes. Hit the follow.
subscribe. Come back
Subscribe.
next week when we kill Empyrean.
Come
And
back
I'm
for
gonna
pro
have to study up on all of their abilities and make sure that I can
Yeah.
functionally run them. I think I already cast all of the prep spells that they can do, so as you can see, these pink rings around them, you actually see this little tiny moat floating around each of them.
Oh, that's Devlin Taylor's thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Fun
yeah.
times. Okay.
They're not fairies, they're just tiny little moats, like music notes.
Cool. Cool.
Oh, is everyone inspired? That's fun.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.